live. Let's go live.
My name is Davis. I'm sorry to hear about your husband.
Hello, am I speaking with Dazzle?
Yeah, hon, you speaking to Dazzle.
Yes, oh my god, I'm so glad you answered the phone. I'm stressed the fuck out. I need a fucking read and this really is blowing me. Everything is fucking blowing me. It seems like everything is going fucking right for me.
Okay.
Are you gonna be able to do that for me? Do you have time?
Oh, yes, I have enough time. Go ahead. All you gotta do is relax. If you drink, get you a sip. If you smoke, take you a hit. And we're gonna do this tarot reading, and we're gonna put you on your right path. Okay?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. It's your girl, DAZZLE, and I'm back for another tarot reading. And it's live. And guess who I have on? I have on Know Your Queen again. Hey, Know Ya.
Hey, girl.
And I have a special guest, and her name is Sylvia's Vision. How are you?
Hey, hello.
Okay, so please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you don't have the notification bell on, please put it on to be notified when I go live. And everything that I'm doing right now is all alleged and for entertainment purposes until modern science can prove with a mathematical equation that the spirit world exists, right? Like it's factual and actual. Like I can go to court and say, Spirit told me that you stole $50. No, not $50, $5,000 from me. And it's true. Can that happen, Sylvia? Can we do that? Can we go to court and be like, Spirit said that you sold $5,000 from me, and then like your spirit guide shows up like, yes, he did it. I mean, that's when they're gonna realize it. But anyway, it's just fun. But look, so we are here today because we're gonna do a reaction video to Tasha K's interview with Ariel Mitchell, and we're going to be doing like a tarot reading with it too. So because Sylvia's new to my channel, she just found me, and she is the one who actually asked me, started telling me more about what was going on, and I'm like, okay, well, we need to do this. And she was like, yes. So if you can lead with the conversation of what's going on, like, how do you feel? Like, what made you want to, do this reading?
Sylvia.
Hello.
Yeah, Sylvia. I was saying if you want to, you can lead with the conversation of, just the backstory of what made you want to do the reading. Because I know that you did one on your own.
First of all, there's so many bad readers on YouTube. It's incredible.
Girl.
And the way you guys could find out that listening, go to like a few of your favorite artists that you actually know about. Check some of your past videos that the reader read. You're going to see that 9 out of 10 times they were wrong. And 30%, they don't really give a crap. They're just making up stuff. 50% probably, they're half good. But the problem is when you read, you can't have your belief system in a way.
Right.
And you can't have your own thoughts. You have to read purely. And when I heard Dazzle, like I was listening to her, I'm like, she is so on. Like she was just as disappointed as I was when I was reading the cards on the situation with Trey. I actually know a little bit about him. I've known him for a few years. So of course I was checking it. And it was so sad to see that my cards were popping out, the Ace of Coins, the Seven of Swords. And these women, possibly, for entertainment purpose only, are lying. And when you listen to Amber, Mitchell, it's even more apparent. So that's just like, you know, I was listening to Dazzle. She was like, oh my God, I have lost some faith on humanity, but there's still a lot of good people.
Yeah, because when you hear stuff like this, it's kind of disheartening to feel like it might be a lot of deceptive things going on behind the scenes with that. And, you know, a lot of these victims, you know, may or may not be telling the truth. And to me, I feel like, well, you know, it might be 2 or 1 victim out of the whole 5 that's actually telling the truth that they felt taken advantage of. And I'll be honest. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like it's not really fair to bombard people with it's like all these people, it's like a money grab. Like, how much money do you think Trey Songz really have?
I don't believe that. Honestly, this is my opinion. I don't believe those women. And normally I'm the type, like, I'm for women empowerment. And, you know, especially when you have that many cases against you. But I have, you know, knowing from other artists and stuff like that, these things do happen once in a while. I'm not saying they always happen, but it's really hard to see, like, this stuff do happen, guys. Like, and you're talking about a human being, you're like ruining their reputation.
Yes.
It's not funny. They think it's funny. And, you know, I understand, like, if people don't read or they don't know, they're going to believe the hearsay. And that's why we have due process. You have to let the case play out. But come on, the attorney that Trey and his team called out showed up on Tasha K. Of all places, that's where she showed up.
Because she's a money grabber.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, and I shared with Dazzle, like, as I was listening to her interview, I mean, it was really, I mean, I don't know, some people would be like, oh, she was awesome, but I was picking up a lot of, like, obvious stuff. So I'm curious what you ladies, you know, think about it when we listen to the audio of this Tasha K interview with Ariel.
Yeah, because, you know, before we even start, like, I did, like, 2 videos. And, like, I told anyone else, like, you know, when you get the 7 of Swords all up in people's energy, like, because I didn't get that for Trey Songz when I asked about him. But I got it for the attorney, and I didn't know if it was a female attorney or not at the time. And I got it for the one victim that said that she was anally raped.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, so, I didn't really like that. And then when I did one for her energy within itself, you know, she got like the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse and the Magician in the reverse. That's somebody that's all about money, and that's like manipulative communication.
And I kept hearing that these people were abusing the Me Too community. And that's why, Dazzle, when I heard you say, oh my God, you're telling me they're like using the Me Too movement in the wrong way, because that's like a serious cause and something to be respected. And there are some people that are abusing it. I mean, just like anything in life, but that was really hard to see as well.
Yes, well, we're gonna actually start this is gonna be fun. We're gonna start the reaction video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play it. And pretty much I'll stop, you know, if you feel like it's something that you want to put in, like a reaction, just tell me when to stop. And then we'll talk about it and we can read on it to see what that was, to see what it was, the micro dissected. You see what I'm saying? So let's go ahead. All right. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see.
Now, do you prefer to be called Ariel E. Mitchell or?
Hold on, wait. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Ariel Mitchell. Just Ariel Mitchell. Ariel. First time I heard that name, The Little Mermaid.
Me too. In '94, I had everything: sheets, shirts. They had my name.
And they named you Ariel. What a coincidence!
They named her after me. I was first.
Oh, okay. You were.
If I came out in '91, I was 7 years old.
Okay.
I was born in '84.
Okay, yeah. Now we're doing the math because I was like, But you don't look that
I'm an old lady.
You do not look that old. No. That's why I was just like, you look so young.
37.
Oh, you're not old. I'm older than you. Whatever.
Okay, and then just to give her that, she really do look young for her age. She doesn't look that old.
You said 37. 37 is not supposed to look old at all.
No, but she looks nice. She looks nice. But go ahead.
I'm about to hit 40 in March. Well,
Oh, you want close to age?
No,
high school.
I'm your big sister. I'm your big sister. Listen, but welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Listen, I was just telling you before we started the interview, I was just like, I'm watching the Trey Songz situation play out online, the Chris Brown and situation play out, and then Trey Songz's brother Ruski says, y'all need to talk to the lawyer. And when, I looked at the lawyer, I said, this name is familiar, and I couldn't put my finger on it. And I spent 2 hours going through all the court docs and the articles, and then I had your number in my phone. That's how distant I am from what's going on. If I'm not working on it, I'm not looking for stuff. So, Ariel, you are the lawyer representing the accusers for both Trey Songz and Chris Brown. And recently, I just worked with you with the Duty Low situation.
Correct.
Wow.
Okay, so basically, just to sum it all up, she has a lot of accusers on her. A lot of alleged victims that she's representing. She's representing Chris Brown victims, she's representing Trey Songz victims, and she's representing FTN Bay. And I know you know who FTN Bay is, Nola Queen. That's the one who said that Duty Low actually
Basically, sodomized her son.
Yeah, basically. And she was representing her, but then she took the allegation back and said her son was lying. So there's a lot of holes in that. But let me go ahead. And that's just to give some context.
So you got social media on fire.
I apparently.
Listen, so tell us, what type of lawyer are you?
So I do mainly sports and entertainment. That's what pays the bills.
Okay.
So I have NFL clients, and I have people who are in the rap industry, as well as reality TV stars and actors who do film and television. So that's predominantly the work that I do in terms of legal work.
Okay, so now, before we get to how you got roped into this Trey Songz accusations about the anal rape, and then of course Jahara Jeffries, I think her name was, that was a totally isolated situation from this Jane Doe whom we don't know, and then Chris Brown. That lawsuit was just announced on, I believe, January 28th, if I'm not mistaken, about him allegedly being a young woman that you're representing, you and your partner, George Vrabek. Okay. Where is he from?
George is from Newport Beach, California.
Okay.
He's a very successful attorney and manager. So some of his former clients include Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena, Vanna White.
Okay, so who wants to just do a character reading on George Vrabek?
I don't even know who the hell that is, but I have something to say. And all of us work with energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know this girl. I have never even watched Tasha K's interview. Immediately, she sounds like a female gold digging ass lawyer, an opportunist lawyer, a person who has her hands in everything, all about the coin, and knows that the people are lying, still will take the case. I mean, that's what lawyers do anyway. They're liars too. But at the end of the day, her character is very flawed. I didn't even do a reading on her. I don't even know what she looked like. But she sounds like an opportunist, a bullshitter, and she full of shit. And she sound like, you know how those girls sound like when they're like setup queens. You know what I'm saying? You know how they sit at the round table and kind of like gather up what they're gonna say, and like kind of like a coach.
Oh, we need this bag. Let's do this.
I saw her. She does look good and all that, but she looked like she's trying too hard, honestly.
But doesn't she strike you as like an opportunist, like trying to bait everybody in? Because she just said she was about
Absolutely,
the
yes.
Okay, so what about her partner though? Did anybody want to do like an energy reading on like her partner just to see what type of person he is too? Because she's the face technically if she's going out and doing interviews, and the other one that she's working with, like her partner, I guess is another attorney. He's not doing interviews, right?
You guys want to pull out like 3 cards or something for that?
Yeah, you can do like 3.
Okay, let's do that.
This character is, who is he any damn way? Oh, that's the one she worked with. What's his name?
I gotta rewind it.
I'm gonna see what she has, and I hope it add up to what I got. But I'm gonna know
the know-how to work through certain things with celebrity behind it. Just having the backing of somebody who's been an attorney for a while and who has
what's his name, Dazzle?
Know-how to work through.
Yeah, I'm trying to rewind it.
Celebrity clients and things and.
I could have sworn she said Paco Raven.
Accusations.
Okay, so
and then of course Jahara Jeffries, I think her name was. That was a totally isolated situation from Miss Jane Doe, whom we don't know. And then Chris Brown. That lawsuit was just announced on, I believe, January 28th, if I'm not mistaken, about him allegedly being a young woman that you're representing, you and your partner George Vraybeck.
Where's he from? George is from Newport Beach, California.
George Vraybeck. George Vraybeck.
I'll start while you guys shuffle. I got the strength card. And strength card is a girl, like a woman who knows how to knows to say the right thing. She's petting the lion. So this guy knows how to work the system. He's all about the money, and he's just playing the game. He's playing the game. So that's why he's behind the scene. She's up front. But he gives her ideas.
I got the Magician card, the 9 of Pentacles. I have 2 of Swords.
All right, 3 cards.
Okay, that's it.
So how you feel about that?
Shit, he know what he doing though. He's I can tell you one thing, he more goddamn stable than her is. He know how to make,
So with that Magician card, he's a good communicator.
Yeah. He know how to use his power too. He's a accomplished lawyer. I feel like people trust him, but as far as decision making, by him being an attorney, sometimes he feel like his hands are tied. Like attorneys, what they do. They sometimes paint narratives for people. They have to present evidence. They have to do many things and thoroughly investigate. It talks about choices too, decisions. So, yeah. So he's a skilled attorney. Shit, I mean.
Well, I got the 8 of Cups in the reverse for him. So this is like the 8 of Cups in the reverse. Let's see. I feel like besides this Ace of Pentacles and this Knight of Pentacles upright, I feel like this is something fun, something new for him. So I kind of feel like with this Ace of Pentacles, of course, it's a new coin. With this Knight of Pentacles, this is someone who comes with a solid, stable offer. So of a coin. So I feel like when it comes to this case, he stayed on this case because he found something of value in it. So when it comes to working, not just this case, but working with her, he sees the potential for a coin. So, and that's what he's about, because it's the Ace of Pentacles in the middle of both of these cards. So he sees the blank potential for a coin. So it's something about whoever that she's representing or the way that she goes about doing stuff that he feels like is going to be lucrative. So do y'all feel that way?
Yeah, he's had the Hermit card. You know, I know the Hermit card is somebody who knows, who understands how things work. You know, especially along with the string card. Like, all I kept seeing with the image of him, like, petting the person that he's mentoring, in case of, like, Ariel, maybe. Yeah, something like that.
He could also be also have a bit of anxiety too, and feel trapped in certain situations. And also at the bottom of the deck, I got the Six of Cups for him as well.
Okay.
So, what y'all think about the Six of Cups I got at the bottom of the deck for him after 3-card pool?
Well, you know what? The Six of Cups talks about what? It talks about childhood. It talks about nostalgia. It talks about people from the past coming back. It talks about, it can't even talk about love. So to me, I kind of feel like if that's at the bottom of the deck, did he work with her before?
He said, I mean, she's saying that he worked with her at the firm, right? That they are basically tag teaming cases together.
But it's like nostalgia for him. So is it something like, is either he worked for her before, or maybe this bring? Okay, so how long has he been in the game? Because maybe this brings him a little bit of, what is that, like, spark? I feel like that, maybe.
What, a little harmony?
But see, when I look at the bottom of my deck, I get the Knight of Cups in the reverse. So the Knight of Cups are people who say one thing to your face and another. So they're fake people. They're fake and they're liars.
Oh, God.
But he's a lawyer. So he's
I mean, yeah, so, you know, lawyers are liars. Shit. Whatever.
But yeah.
Okay,
So
basically,
if we was to just sum him up right now real quick, just a little quick just thought. How would y'all feel about him?
He good at what he do. Lawyer.
How would you feel, Sylvia?
Like I said, it seemed like he had experience, because he's like the Hermit. And I'm listening to you guys describe his character. That sounds like he could be like consulting Amber. What's his name? Ariel. So that would make sense that, that would be her partner. Because she's kind of young, right? She said she's in her 30s.
37.
So
I feel like you bring Spark back to his career a little bit too. So, especially when you talk about the strength card and you talk about him like petting the lion. So, the pet lion is kind of exciting too. So you got this young, hungry attorney that's after the bag by any means. They're gonna, rev up anybody with a little bit more experience. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I kind of feel about him. But I don't know. I just wanted to know about him too, because I'm like, okay, so who are these people? All right. So is it fair to say that she's being like taught or mentored by somebody? Like, it might be basically it's a good look for her. Basically, is it okay to say that? Like, by somebody who's been in the game for a minute and stuff like that. That's actually a good thing for her.
That's what I'm saying, because I saw that string card. You know how it had like the woman like patting the head of the beast, and I thought like somebody who's kind of mentoring or like kind of petting Ariel and telling her what to do. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Well, that's a good look for her then, to be honest. I mean, hey, that's
what you want, right? As somebody young working with somebody very experienced or been around the game.
Yes. So let's go ahead. Let's do this. We ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a very successful attorney and manager. So some of his former clients include Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena, Vanna White.
There you go.
So he's very big in California.
Yeah,
and me and George do business together through our other celebrity clients that we have a joint celebrity client together, and that's how we.
So I looking at it, like, I guess your background, and of course his background, and I'm gonna get more into your background in a minute. It does make sense, being that you guys are dealing with a lot of celebrities. You're on the Miami, like the East Coast, South Side, and he's in California, so you're kind of able to, I have co-counsel here, I have co-counsel there. So I gotta say, that's one hell of a strategic partnership there.
Very much so.
Okay.
The idea behind it.
Well, that's why she's taking all these people.
The backing of, somebody who's been an attorney for a while and who has the know-how to work through certain things with celebrity clients and the media attention that comes with things like this, and just having somebody who has a certain long-standing history. It's very nice to be able to learn from him, and him helping me grow and helping me down the path of the type of attorney that I am becoming as I'm in my legal profession.
Okay. Well, no, like I said, I really do appreciate you being here at such last minute. I just figured out everything. I mean, everything was going down on social media last night with Trey Songz's brother, standing up for his brother regarding the Jane Doe that you are representing currently. And so, when I'm trying to go down the rabbit hole, and I'm just like, you were right.
Okay, so Sylvia, just to make sure, what did Trey Songz's brother say? Pretty much, because she's not really saying what he said, right?
Hold on. He's just saying, check out the lawyer.
Okay, well, basically, he was talking about her. Okay. All right, so let me see.
She's basically a hustler.
And then I called
Well, wait. Hold on. He also was saying, like, he was defending, because a lot of people tend to go back, you should have listened to Keke Palmer when, she was saying something. And he was saying that she never claimed that she said, I don't remember verbatim, but that she never said that he did anything to her. He was complaining more about the music video, which he understood. And that people are making it more than it is, that kind of vibe.
Okay.
And then when Tasha video came on, he actually put Tasha video on, and I kind of got the vibe that he's saying, look, here's this lawyer, of all the places she's going to get interviewed, she goes on Tasha K. He didn't say that, but I'm just saying that's the sense I got.
So he must. But I'm gonna wait to ask that question because
he's probably sick of it. Like he's hearing all the stuff about what they're saying about his brother. He's defending him, of course,
as he should. But let me start again. Hold on.
I know some of that stuff that we talked about is off record, but whatever you can talk about today, we're glad to have it. I'm glad to hear it because there needs to be some clarity because, a lot of people will look at you and George, and I know George is not here to speak for himself, and I don't expect you to answer for him, and we talked about this earlier, it from the outside looking in, okay, and you have two Black men that are being accused of some of the most egregious things. Of course, one of your clients, Duty Low, was cleared a couple weeks ago. All facts, police investigation.
Oh, my bad. You know what? So she was Duty Low's attorney, not FTN Bay.
Right.
Okay, so, okay. My bad. I just wanted to make sure.
Everything on the table. Now, this Trey Songz situation and Chris Brown situation are two isolated situations. However, both of the accusers are under your firm. And so from the outside looking in, and especially when you got Trey Songz's brother, magnifying, you need to look at the lawyer. She's corrupt. She's being investigated for bribery by the Florida bar. And so I called you and I was like, what the hell is going on, Ariel? And I asked you, I said, is George putting a battery in your back? Because from the outside looking in, it would look like he's the one representing the accusers, doesn't want to put a Caucasian face out there because it really looks racial and it looks like it's possibly being, he's racially profiling top level artists. But you told me that these are your cases, correct?
So
Tasha K better go sit her ass down.
How do you feel about that? Because what she said was, okay, it went from her brother saying you need to look at the lawyer, because it went from Trey Songz's brother saying that he needs to look at the lawyer because she is being investigated down at the Florida State Bar for bribing. You know what I'm saying? For mispracticing. Stuff like that, right? So she changed. So she went from that to saying, "Oh, could it be that George, the one that she is, being tutored by, being groomed by?" It went from that to saying George put a battery in your back because he doesn't want to make it seem like it's a white man doing something. So let's put this Black woman on Front Street. And then that's when she says, it's all my cases. How do you feel like that went? Because she really didn't answer anything right then and there about the Florida bar situation.
Sylvia, you want to go first? Or?
Like, what type of question was that? Like, I'm just asking just for my reaction. Like, do y'all see what I'm saying?
I caught it. I caught that. And what I want to say is, Tasha K, Toxic K, your ass is messy as dog shit. First of all, why
you don't need me to talk. I love listening to Nola.
That woman is trying to stir some controversy. What type of stupid ass question is that? This woman is an attorney. She is smart. She's a hustler. Didn't you hear it in her voice? I've never seen her face. I'm going to go look at it after. But what I'm saying is, you're asking her to step her foot in shit. You know that this man is helping her. She's a counselor. He's one, but he has way more experience than her because she's only 37. So he consider her like a tenderoni in a game, like a baby, although she has experience, but she doesn't have what he has. They're partners. Why the hell would she say anything towards him? Don't take the bait. And I don't think she took the bait.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's the part. But the problem is the question that she was supposed to ask is immediately about the Florida bar. She gave her a deflection question that she can answer. Like, am I tripping?
Girl, Tasha K was all the way wrong for that question. Why would you ever?
Well, let me see. Come on.
Oh, just start with my first client. So, who is Jahara?
Okay.
Who, at first, too, was a Jane Doe. So, Jahara's original case was a federal case with her first set of lawyers.
And she accused Trey Songz
of sexually assaulting her at 11.
Okay.
At 11 nightclub back in 2018.
And that was after he left Diddy's party.
After he left Diddy's house, Diddy had a New Year's Eve party at his house, which is where Jahara met Trey Songz. She was also at Diddy's house. And as they were leaving, Trey Songz invited her and her friends to go with him, saying, you don't want to go home tonight. It's New Year's. Come hang out with me. We're going to have a good time at 11. So that's how they met, was at Diddy's house. So Jahara did everything that you would expect somebody who had been sexually assaulted to do. She called the police. She filed a police report, and she hired an attorney within 5 days of the incident. Now, Jahara's mistake was hiring an attorney who was ill-equipped, I'll say, to handle the situation. So after dealing, I would like to also say, Trey Songz is on his third set of attorneys. This attorneys that he has now is his third set of attorneys for Jahara's case. specifically. So,
but why are you talking about that before you're talking about like the Florida bar situation? Or does
She
this
don't want
have
to
something
answer
to
that
do?
question.
Or does this have something to do with the Florida bar? Okay.
he had a first set of attorneys and then a second set of attorneys. And then I came in and dealt with the second set of attorneys. But to take it a step back, Jahara contacted me back in November of 2020. And through another mutual client that I have, because a lot of people like the representation they get from me. So I don't do any promotion. You won't find any advertisement from my legal services. All of my business is word of mouth. So this client said, hey, I have a young lady. She has a case. She doesn't like her representation. I told her I knew you. I think you can help. She really needs some help. Okay. And people know that's the key word with me. Somebody needs help because I like to help. So I talked to Jahara. I found out that she had a Jane Doe case in federal court against Trey Songz, and I learned the nature of her case. I looked into the case. I actually told her, I don't practice this kind of law. This is not what I do. I actually represent celebrities. I don't really represent the other side of the coin. I typically would be on the side of the celebrity. So I said, well, let me see if some of my partners may want to take this case, because as lawyers, we have other lawyers who we refer cases out to who typically do this kind of things. Okay. So I called two of my lawyer colleagues and asked them if they would like to take on the case. They also declined because my other partner, he does a lot of celebrity work and is conflicted out because of certain things he does in the celebrity world. And then my other colleagues just didn't see any value in the case. They just didn't. It was like, oh, it's a black girl. It was just kind of one of those things. Okay. And I told Jahara no. I told her, no, I don't want it. My friends don't want it. You have a lawyer. Good luck with that. Jahara wouldn't accept no for an answer. She actually called me for 3 months until January, pretty much on a bi-daily basis. I talk to her 2-3 times a week, every week consistently. My weakness is persistence. Okay. If you're going to be persistent with me, you're going to wear me down because I like a persistent person. That I reward persistence. Okay. Mm-hmm. So eventually in January, Jahara calls me and says they have a mediation scheduled. She wants to end this. She just want to get it over with. It's already been 2-3 years at this point. We're now in January 2021, which is 3 years from when the incident happened to start. So she's just like, I want to get it over, but I just don't trust my attorney. I don't think he's on my side. He doesn't explain things to me. So at least if you can be there by my side to explain things, just so I feel comfortable with closing this chapter, that's what I would like from you. So I said, well, let me look into your attorney. Found out that her attorney was a good, or what I thought to be a good friend of mine from law school. Told her, oh, this kid, I know him. He broke my oven at one of my house parties. Like, so I know this kid. So let me talk to him and see what me and him. I don't think it should be a problem.
So you knew Jahara's
previous lawyer.
One of the.
It's only one lawyer she had before. Okay. Before me, and then I called him thinking, it's me. He's going to be happy to hear from me. Mm-hmm. If he has to partner with anybody, why not somebody you know, somebody you went to law school with and was in the trenches with? That conversation was not pleasant. He was not happy that Jahara A had sought other legal counsel, or B, that Jahara was insistent on me also being present.
How do you feel about that? About her snatching up someone else's client?
She said, I like what she said, persistence or whatever the word she used. Whatever, lady.
How you feel, Sylvia? Do you feel like that was that's how that story went?
I'm just confused when I'm listening to her talk. She sounds like she's just babbling about herself.
Because I don't feel like that's how that story
it does happen. It's not like unusual, you know.
But
if
no,
you're feeling something, yeah.
I want to know. Because to me, I feel like, he got upset or whatever. But I just kind of feel like, why do you feel like you're not getting good representation or your lawyer isn't on your side? Is it because of what?
You guys want to do like 3 cards for that?
Yeah, like what was that? Like that didn't make, because to me I feel like, you had that lawyer for this whole time and they're still working with you, by hook or by crook. I mean, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like she just wanted to win something and she felt like she just wasn't winning, instead of it being the lawyer and her just taking it out on the lawyer. So because if
what kind of question you want to ask in particular?
I want to ask that Ariel Mitchell influenced her to get rid of that lawyer, and why? Like, if it can come up, did she influence that girl?
What's the girl name? I don't even know the girl name.
Oh God! Ooh.
I be having to remember people's name. I don't.
Just Jane Doe.
Jane Doe. Her to get rid of the lawyer that she knew from high school. I mean, not high school, from college or something like that. Like he broke her toaster or oven or microwave or something like that. Let's see.
So the lawyer name is Ariel. Well, I don't see. I'm not good with names.
Did she influence her to get rid of the lawyer? That's
I'll start. Like I asked why that person changed to Ariel, so to speak. Left the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't get the money, the 2 of coins, and she didn't get the attention, the star. And she's that type of person. She's the queen of swords. She was not happy, so she went to Ariel, and Ariel sweet talked her. So she got paid a cup. That's the person who's like a sweet talker. And, Nola mentioned hustler. She got the Knight of Wands. So Ariel just doing what she's doing, Got herself
that's what I got for her too. Okay, so I got the Justice card in the reverse. I don't think she felt like she was going to win. She wasn't going to win. It wasn't going to be in her favor. The Empress card in the reverse. This talks about someone who doesn't feel abundant, feel like they need more, not nurturing, and kind of upset at the Justice card in the reverse, at the fact that she might be losing this. And then you have like the 4 cups. Somebody is offering you an offer. So I feel like with Ariel, that's not exactly how that happened the way she said it. I feel like she kind of offered her like, hey, you're going through all this, but hey, and she does have the Knight of Wands in the back of her energy, in the back of the deck. So of course she was hustling. So I feel like she seen a sucker and she licked it. You see what I'm saying?
I have the Chariot, the 8 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, and the World card at the bottom. I think the girl just felt overwhelmed. She wanted to win. She wanted to achieve. She wanted to achieve something. And what was that something?
She wanted coins.
Her coins.
You see, with that Chariot, that means moving forward, right? Charging forward. The 8 of Pentacles, you're working on something that's going to eventually pay off. And the 10 of Wands, you feel overburdened. So maybe it's like she was feeling overburdened.
The World card. She wanted it over with. She wanted her money.
But she wanted to be seen too, because the World card is being seen.
Yeah, because it's got the naked woman and the snake on my card. I'm using the Wandering Tarot.
Oh, so it was a little bit of. I wonder how that works, though. You know how when you go behind the scenes, like agents, bookings, and stuff like that. So do they just call people like, yeah, man, I got this girl. You know what I'm saying? She said she's been molested or whatever, and by so and so. Oh, is that a big star? Yeah, he just won a Grammy. Oh, okay. Well, send her over to me.
I'll take it.
Like it kind of feel like that, right? Like it's like this network that just happens like that, right? It's bad. I don't know. It just feels cold. It don't feel like it's a safety net type thing. It's one of those things where we're gonna get this money, like you said, we're at the table. Let's do this. Let's do that. All right, you said this. All right, we rolling with that. But okay, so let's go ahead and finish or whatever. This is a long interview, you guys. So don't feel upset if we on here for a little bit longer. Okay, so hold on.
Present. He did not take that well at all. He actually did everything to undermine our mediation prior to that day. And the day we had mediation was actually the day after Trey Songz had been arrested at the Kansas City Chiefs game. Okay. So he had got into some type of argument with the security over not wearing his mask, and they ended up arresting him. So he wasn't even present that day because he was incarcerated. So
how was there a mediation going on between an accuser and he wasn't there?
His mother.
Oh.
His mama's boy.
So is she's power of attorney?
Duh.
So and her lawyer made it known to me that they wouldn't have had she didn't have any of that prior to him, and he was the one who set her up legally to be able to make these decisions, and that she had apparently been making all of these decisions on behalf of Trey Songz without the legal power of attorney and paperwork, and that he fixed all of that, so that's why the mother could effectuate a settlement with us at that time. So at that time we had a mediation. We had a settlement negotiation, and this is stuff you can read in her old federal court case. We got to a place where we reached a dollar amount agreement, but we were arguing over how to resolve Jahara's first lawyer's lien. So what Jahara's first lawyer did was went behind our back and gave Trey Songz's lawyers a lien against the case. And a lien against the case is if any settlement comes from it, he kind of has first dibs that they can't give it to me without the court. He kind of put a monkey wrench in it for all intents and purposes. So I filed a motion with the court asking them to adjudicate his lien, to either say it was a good lien or a bad lien, tell us how much we had to pay him, if we had to pay him anything, and then to finalize our settlement. So as opposed to the court doing that, they ruled on a prior motion that had been filed before I had become Jahara's attorney and before we had fired Andrew and all the drama that took place at mediation. So with her first, the judge ruled that her first lawyer did not properly serve Trey Songz. And service is a very important part of a lawsuit. If you don't get served, the lawsuit, you have no notice the lawsuit didn't happen. So he was able to get the case initially thrown out on the technicality. So
even after
we had mediation and an offer, and we had
you guys stop. Do you guys want to throw cards if that's even true? Because even though she's saying all that, is that true? Was it
let's do that.
Based on technicality, or because there was nothing? There was nothing for that woman had no case. So do you want to see which it was?
Yeah, let's do that. Because, just to add something to that, it felt like whatever underhanded stuff she was doing really rubbed him the wrong way. And that's why he took those steps.
Okay, so what's the actual question?
So the question is going to be, did that case get thrown out from a technicality, or did that case get thrown out because there was nothing? Like, is she being truthful about why that case got thrown out? Okay, that old attorney was blindsided. Let's see.
The Six of Wands flew out. I don't know who that could be.
I asked if it was based on technicality, and I got the Three of Swords. So that's like a no for me. What did you guys get?
I got the Six of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Devil at the bottom. brother. So
I feel like no, it wasn't. Okay, so I don't feel like it was a technicality. I got the Hermit in the reverse, the Five of Cups in the reverse, the Justice card, and the Ace of Wands in the reverse, or whatever. So I feel kind of like they were going to lose that case. Okay, it's like a disappointment, right? The Hermit card in the reverse to me talks about not listening to wisdom, because Hermit is wisdom, right? Or, even with the Hermit card, the Hermit card has like a moon on it, right? So it's like a time frame to me. So when I look at any moon on a card and it's in the reverse, I look at, okay, so something got revealed, right? So, and then there's a past disappointment. And then you have the Justice card upright. So it's not like an injustice going on. And so basically with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, I feel like there was you was trying to do something and in hopes to get something, but the plan didn't work.
It sounded like it was like a nothing burger. You know that expression? Oh, it's a nothing burger. Like you try and make something out of something, but with a nothing burger.
A nothing burger.
What had happened was, because while I was thinking about that guy and stuff, I did see the Eight of Swords and the Two of Cups in the reverse. I really do think he was blindsided. I don't think that he was consulted or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, how if you're going to change lawyers, don't you tell your lawyer or something like that?
Right. Didn't that lawyer now want some money out of percentage out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Jahara, is that her name, Jahara? I don't feel like she told him that she wanted to change lawyers. I feel like that lawyer, Ariel, was in her ear for months. She was talking to that lady almost every week. You're not talking to somebody like that without having interest in them, right?
Yeah, maybe that's why that's why there was the Page of Cup, like a sweet talker.
Yes. So I feel like she was talking to that lady for months, Jahara, while her lawyer is not knowing what she's doing because he's focused on what he's doing. And basically it's like, she's like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. So now all of a sudden she probably popped up, or her name just popped up out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden now she doing mediations for her, and it ain't me. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he got blindsided.
She swindled her ass for me.
Yeah, so I don't.
That makes sense. That's why the Eight of Swords could be somebody blindsided, right?
Yeah, and then you got the Two of Cups in the reverse. So that's the end of a contract, the end of a partnership, the end of those type of things. So why is that? Yeah, I don't really like that. I don't really like how she did that. So it sounds like to me that she's somebody who is very ambitious and she kind of cutthroat.
Right. That's why she showed up at the King of Swords. I mean, sorry, Queen of Swords. She keeps showing up at the Queen of Swords. I think we're going to have to do a part 2 of this.
Oh, we can keep going if you want, because I ain't doing nothing. The kids sleep.
Okay, good.
Are you up for another thing?
Yeah. So what y'all think? I think, do y'all, okay. Because I'm thinking a few ways about mine. With the Six of Wands here. Okay, so who?
That's somebody, that's a victory. That's somebody on the high horse.
Right. So I understand that. But the next is, we know what the Three of Pentacles is. Then we got justice, and I said the devil. So,
Because the Three of Pentacles talks about putting your grand support into something, and then the Justice card happens.
right.
Justice is fair. So then you have the devil, then it's manipulation. So it's like if the devil is like manipulative, and then it's greedy. It's a card for addictions. You can be addicted to money, addicted to fame. And I feel like, okay, if it's a card for addictions, the first card that you got that comes out is a fame card, the Six of Wands, right? Am I right, Sylvia?
I don't know.
The Six of Wands, when you look at the Six of Wands, it looks like a famous card, like he just came back from battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
well, in my head, the Six of Wands is an owl with a crown on its head.
Like he's the victor, right? It's a victory card.
No, it's usually a person who did. It's like a victor, exactly, a win.
Yeah. So you got that, and then over there, so maybe it's someone who likes to win.
That's what I'm saying. It might be like, she's looking for a win. I mean, that makes sense. But
also, when in court, they was all about that money, trying to be greedy. You know. And then on top of that, it also could have been a little bit of fear too.
So what if that Jahara girl was talking to her for 3 months and she's talking to her, sweet talking her, and the whole time Jahara is making it seem like she's going to win this case?
You're putting it together. Sounds like it.
And so because she's saying that, oh well, shoot, that's some money for me. Man, let me ease him out the way and let me get up in here. Let me do what you need to get done. And it's gonna get done the right way. And then you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna win.
She's a finesse, baby.
And I'm gonna get this money. But it is manipulation.
You know what though? It's nothing wrong. Like if you really believe, if there is a legit reason, of course you want to win. But it's not a nice thing if she wants to win and thinking for herself, not for the other person that she's creating character assassination,
So let's do this. Let's pull one card. This is a yes or no, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Jahara telling the truth? Is she a real victim?
Okay, let me pull my yes no cards out for me.
Who's the real snake? Ariel or the lady, the girl, the Jane Doe?
No, she's not Jane Doe. Her name was actually given. The first one. This is the first one who threw an allegation at Trey.
So is the girl, what's her name?
Jahara.
Okay.
So we want to find out if she's a snake or not, or she okay.
Well, she actually of it. Because she said that she did all the necessary things pretty quickly. When you have a situation like that, you immediately go to the hospital. You immediately make a police report. You immediately, get representation, right? So let's see. Well, she... Make sure it's about...
You said a one card pull?
Yeah.
I got no with the exclamation point as far as being a snake.
So she's not a snake.
She probably was misguided. Somebody, I don't know how she...
I'm going to tell you what this is, right? Because I need a little help. Because I got like the 10 of cups. Right? So this is emotional fulfillment, right? At its max. The 10 of cups is the completion of emotional fulfillment. So I'm like, okay, so let me look at something. So I had to look at the bottom of the deck. I really did. So I got like the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Those are the type of people. Okay, I just throw some stuff out when it's in the reverse. Okay, these are people who can be fickle, can't make their mind up. These are people who are emotionally immature. These are people who can have like emotional outbursts. These are people who can be codependent. These are women that can very well be in a domestic violence situation. Also, it can very well be that these are women, if they're in a relationship or if they're in a situation, these are women who will get mistreated. Am I right, Sylvia?
Well, the only thing that comes to mind is that if, again, we're just exploring. We're not saying anything for entertainment purpose only. If it is that this had been created, could it's like one after another? Like obviously it's either real or it's some kind of thing to like pick on celebrities who are easy target. Like you're gonna pick somebody who had the reputation for a ladies' man, somebody like Trey and Chris. I mean, I even heard Snoop Dogg now has a case against him. It's just, Dazzle, you said it's not with Ariel, but I'm just saying, like all these interesting cases that are happening. So, with this woman, if I'm not saying if it is that this whole thing been created to get money from somebody or to fame, then why wouldn't this woman be part of that? You know?
Okay, so I'm gonna say this though. Now, here's what I will say about the first accuser that was supposed to get this money, but like I said, she took her from a different lawyer. With her, I'm trying to tell you, I only wanted to put one card, but when I'm looking at the bottom of this deck, I'm gonna tell you what I feel like this is. For real, I put like 5 cards because I really did need to know what happened. You got like the King of Swords in the reverse. The King of Swords is a manipulator, is a liar, is what is that? They will try to get you to do stuff. Over here, then you have like the King of Swords right beside the 7 of Wands in reverse. This is somebody who needs to speak up for themselves, but it also talks about not being guarded. Okay, not being on the defense. So I feel like I feel like he manipulated his way into doing something with her. I feel like with the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse, this talks about it can be anywhere the extreme of being selfish to be an extreme of you can't hold on to something. You gotta let it go. Right? And then you have like this Ace of Swords in the reverse. This talks about clouded judgment. It talks about someone trying to force you to do something verbally, not physically, that you don't want to do. And she's easily manipulated. And I don't know if drinking had a part in it because she is like the Queen of Cups in the reverse. But what probably happened is something like this. And I'm gonna just give you a scenario, right? With her, imagine this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you meet a guy, he's sexy, he's famous, or he's popular. I won't even say famous. He's
So you're just saying she got pissed off?
She could have got pissed off, but I'm about to tell you. So I feel like, he's popular, he's this and he's that. And when he gets you alone and everything's cool, but then it's like he's somebody that will kind of make it seem like everything is everything and then it's not. So
you said like, he lied to her. He kind of like finesse the game.
You try to finesse to get some coochie.
Oh, well, hell,
he was finessing her to get coochie, right? So, and to be honest, the wordplay wasn't right. Like, it was kind of aggressive, but not like I'm going to beat you out of some coochie. is kind of like feeling like you're mentally manipulated or like forced by, I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like imagine I had this situation before. That's what I'm trying to say it like that. I had a situation before when I met this dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to just be chilling with him, and then now he's coming on strong. And I may not want to do that right then and there. But then, like, you kind of manipulated it in. And, you know, we were drinking. And so it's like, oh, well, you know, you might as well da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And, oh, well, I ain't taking you home unless we da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Or, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, we here now. You see what I'm saying?
Some Players Club shit. Without the beat down.
That's what happened with her. That's what I'm feeling from her. It was something like that from her. And I kind of feel like...
But did that actually happen, or that's all in her head?
I feel like that happened.
Okay.
I don't feel like let me get it right, though. It's not rape. Like physical rape. Because she let him have sex with her.
I mean, she could have said no, and she could have walked the hell out. I mean, she didn't have to stay there.
But it says something about being, weak-minded. Do y'all feel that way?
Yeah. If he could easily manipulate her and tell her what the hell, it's just, she didn't only go through that with him. She went through that with men in life in general.
Yeah, that's not just him, though. She's probably had other situations like that.
Right. So,
and when I mean by fickle too, when you see somebody, okay, that's just like, okay, you want to do it, but you don't want to do it. You want to do it, but you don't want to do it. Like fickle, can't really make their mind up about if they want to stay, if they want to go, if they want to have sex with you, if they don't want to have sex with you. So it's either you want this dick or you don't.
he was being a man.
I'm ready to give you this dick.
And she felt like she seized opportunity, and it just went from there.
And I'm not gonna lie, like it can feel forced if you don't, if you don't really want it, but you want it, but you don't. So you see what I'm saying?
I mean, he didn't hold her down and take it though. So
he didn't hold her down and take it, but mentally, that's how she felt.
So in other words, she felt forced to have sex.
Yeah. And she felt like she couldn't defend. She needed to take up for herself. Matter of fact, that's what that Seven of Wands is. Seven of Wands in reverse is needing to speak up for yourself and stand your ground. You need to say something. If you don't want this and you know that he manipulating, you need to say something instead of being the Four of Pentacles in reverse, not being able to hold on to that. You see what I'm saying? Let's say you're not being able to hold on to your vajayjay. You know, you can't. I mean, because he's like, yeah, let's do this. And you're supposed to say no if you don't want it. I don't know. Like, am I tripping, Sylvia? Because that's how I'm feeling this is going with her, with that first person.
I know. I don't know. You know, I'm not going to say yes or no unless I know or I see it. But, you know, I'm listening. I'm listening to you.
But I feel like that's what is going with her. With her. Because I really wanted to just feel that energy. And when I felt the back of the deck of that energy, that's what that was. For me. Because
if there was any interaction, maybe her ego was bruised.
Because the police report. Okay, so they really did meet at P. Diddy's house, right? That's the thing. And they were going to leave together. So she did go to the hospital. She did make a police report, and she did get legal counsel.
So she saw the opportunity to get that money too. Let's not leave that part out.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. To me, I just kind of feel like with the first one, I feel like it's a tell of make sure your yeses are yes and your nos are nos. You know what I'm saying? Because if he being the I want to get the pussy type of dude, then your no's need to be no and your yes needs to be yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting from her. I don't know. That's a
but
like.
he does have aggressive like energy, like like with women. But I'm not gonna necessarily go there and say the man rapist, just for the now.
But that's why I kind of feel for her. Though. I kind of feel that way for her. I'm not saying for all of them, but I'm talking about for her, the first one. But I feel like, and then if things wasn't really going to go the way that they thought it was going to go in court, I kind of feel like, or in the settlement and stuff like that, I kind of feel like it's because you don't know how to make sure your yeses is yeses and your no's is no's. And just like she was easily manipulated with Trey, she was easily manipulated with that lawyer.
Yeah. It's easy for somebody to put cookies in her head. Some chocolatey cookies.
I mean, because it really should have been with her, like it should have been a conversation of, look, if you don't want to do something with somebody, you don't sit there and just do it because they want to do it.
I mean, that's a common sense. That in general, of course.
She's not herself. She don't put her foot down. She like, how you have a person that's a follower. You've been taught by your parents they're leader, not a follower.
Yeah, but she comes off as the queen of thought. I don't think she had a problem putting her foot down. I think
people who put their foot down can have a hard time deciding stuff too. They can be indecisive as well.
Oh.
But I feel like she wanted to do it. Then she didn't, but then she was like, "Oh well,
not being able to make your mind up."
Indecisive. She full of shit.
Thank you.
I ain't trying to bash her or nothing. I'm just saying, I'm just observing. But Trey can't be that aggressive with women. He can't. You know how some women are? They want a man that's tender with them. But you do have some women that does love aggression. He has to kind of feel out their personalities before he does what he does with them. Like the ones who don't want it aggressive, you got to tame the aggression. The ones who like the aggression, be aggressive,
Okay, so let me see. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
So y'all want to add to that?
What we want to answer? What's the question?
I mean, I was just asking, like, is there any other things that I want to talk about when it comes to that particular situation, or are y'all ready?
Go ahead.
We had pretty much settled everything. Had her first lawyer not interrupted, we would have settled the case, and that would have been it. Okay. Had he not did what he did, we could have settled the case without the court just agreed and just asked the court to approve it, and that would have been the end of it. And then that we would have concluded. We would have a confidentiality, non-disclosure agreement, and we wouldn't have been able to talk about anything related to the allegations or wrongdoing by Tracy. And that's why a lot of people have this misconception that Trey Songz has gotten away with these prior allegations because he pays people off and then makes them agree not to disclose the nature of not only the settlement agreement, but then the nature of what they were accusing him of. So then,
what's there? Because
hold on, wait. She said he be paying people off. Real quick, Sylvia, what you think? Pull a card for that. She said he pays people off. Real quick, and no one ever talks about it.
Well, if that's the case, call out all the celebrities that pay people off then.
Because I don't think that's true.
Man, look. I told you what Trey's problem is. His problem is his aggression, man. Not the man. You know what? I can't speak for all the cases, but what I'm seeing is he like to cut up in that bedroom.
Did he pay people off?
He's strong-willed, man.
I don't think he pays people off. Sylvia, do you think he pay people off?
He what?
Because she said that it's other people, but he paid them off so no one ever talks about that.
I mean, again, I'm not feeling that, but it's up to you. I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
not
feel that
feeling
either.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that was happening. But and then how would you know if they're sworn to secrecy?
But you do know that it could be an industry attack too now.
Oh yeah.
You can also sacrifice by sacrificing reputation, all kind of stuff.
Now I'm gonna ask you this, Sylvia. When you did a reading on Trey, has the Emperor ever came up in the reading when you asked certain questions?
What were you saying?
Like, okay, so I did a reading about some stuff because I was going to actually do this reading like before you ever showed up. I was going to do it, but I never uploaded it. Like I said, but it's like I keep getting like the Emperor in this reading. Like it's somebody that is controlling this situation.
Okay, but depending on what context we're talking about, because the Emperor could be a controller, but the Emperor could be a guy who's a stand-up guy. You know, that's why he's the Emperor or the Empress.
Yeah.
You know? So depending on what context you're talking about.
Yeah, because in the previous reading, I got the Emperor for him, and I was like, yeah, he stand up. But then when I did that reading, and I was like, I wasn't quite sure, so I didn't want to upload it or nothing. But when I was doing the reading, like, is it any? Because the question was more so, and I'm not going to say it verbatim because I forgot, but the question was more so about if it's being, like, is it an attack? Is it being funded by somebody? Is it like something like that? Like, is it somebody like? Did he sign any contracts or something like that? And like I just kept getting like the Emperor and different things going on. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Are you saying like somebody behind? Are you saying somebody like a it's behind
it? Yes.
That creating all the chaos, you mean, with Trey Songz, like the Q's accusation and all that?
Yes, basically.
Well, if that's the case, I mean, the fact that we keep seeing that it's money and it's a seventh sword, I'm not saying like he's not this or that, but I really feel like, especially hearing this doing Chris, and then you hear like other artists now, it just doesn't sound in alignment, especially watching the Ariel Mistral. You have to watch the whole thing. That's what, we also have to do the due process stuff. I mean, just because somebody's a little, they know what they want and they're confident. I know you guys are not saying that to not equate to rape. You know what I mean?
No, because that's what I don't feel. I don't feel rape. I just don't feel rape.
And
it's not rape.
And I'm not sure. We should find out why they're going after him. You want to see if it is the case, why are they going after Trey, and then why they're going after Chris? See what is it for? All
right, we can ask that later in a little bit. Because I want to see what else he says.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, we're going to ask that in a little bit. Hold on.
I didn't have a chance to really look at everything because everything happened so fast. I was on the phone with you from Trey Songz's brother, pretty much slandering you online.
Defaming me, they are, and he should be very, very careful because he might need to be on the lookout for a defamation lawsuit. Okay. You know, I like to sue people for defamation.
I know.
There's one. Peacock is hell.
Hold on, wait. So she telling her, yeah, you know I like to sue people for defamation. And Tasha K laughing like I just been sued for defamation.
And she came on the wrong show. Well, maybe she. You know what? I'm lying. Maybe
can I tell you? I keep getting the magician card as she said that.
Well, she is a magician. She is the. Yeah, she worked her flojo all right.
Ooh.
You know what? It could go both ways. She could be telling the truth, or she got nervous, which I'm seeing. She got nervous because he called her out, Trey and the team, and probably whoever else that she sued at, any other artist. And now she's decided to go on Tasha K.
Also, right now.
Yeah, because I got the musician for her in the reverse. And you know, that's a trickster. Shoot, anything, the musician in reverse is a manipulating trickster. You shouldn't be trusted.
I do not have to pull the trigger on the lawsuit.
Okay, so and we're gonna get into that, but like him, me having to kind of read as much as I can, and you're only in town for a day today. Was there an admission of guilt during the settlement negotiation? Because there's no way I'm gonna settle if I'm not guilty of anything. So why would a dollar amount be discussed?
Well, the dollar amount will be discussed for the reasons we're talking about right now. He wants to protect himself from what's happening right now, the negative publicity. Because what do we know about Trey Songz? This isn't the first time. It's not the first, the fifth, the 10th. When I filed Jahara, or when I took over on Jahara's case, she was the 13th individual to sue Trey Songz. So this isn't just something that we just are the first people to accuse him of doing something.
Hold on, so it's 13.
Wait, let's stop. Now, of course, that, as a woman and, for empowerment, you would think, I used to always think, the first time or the second time, you could question it, but as the number goes up, you got to start wondering, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. She's either being accurate, Ariel, or she's making sure to say that, because especially if I'm not saying, we don't know, if Trey and his team are saying that she's tampering with witness, I'm thinking she try and get the numbers, because the more numbers that's up, the more it makes him look bad. Just like if so I don't know, we could put, you know what I mean? So you guys could pull out the card and ask about that.
Yeah,
to me, it sounds like she's pointing that out on purpose. You know what I mean? Because that's what people will think. Oh my God, you're right. So many numbers. Oh yeah.
Hey, I got a quick question. Fun question. What's number 13? What's the major arcana card 13? What is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I forgot. Hold on.
13 is 4 though.
No, it's 4. That would actually be the Emperor if it was 4. But number 13 is also what?
Well, 12 is the Hangman. What's after the Hangman?
What is that, a tower? 13 isn't the tower, is it?
Is it like the temperament? No.
No, hold on. Oh, I got a whole tarot book over there. Let me go ahead. What is number 13? Let me see.
You should just Google it.
I want to know.
I was just about to say that. Google it.
It's death, a transformation.
Okay.
It's a death card.
So a transition. So if I said it was 13 women, she was number 13. Now there's a transition.
Yeah, but who are these, by the way, who are these 13? Could you jump from like 3?
She said the girl.
I know, but I don't know about that, But
I think it's a lie. But I think that girl set off those lawyers to try to I think it was a transformation. Like now we're getting into the good stuff because now we get to try to sue and get to do stuff. Like you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like this is the one that set it off, so we can now start coming after him, either it be a lie or if it's.
Why don't we ask if it's actually that many?
Is it really 13? Was it really okay? Was the girl the first victim that wanted the alleged victim that wanted to settle out of court, but the settlement didn't come through? Was she the 13th victim? Is that true?
This shit remind me of Bill Cosby, bro.
I got the devil card. So what that means?
No, it's a lie.
Yeah. You know what? I really think he's trying to bring up the numbers because even me, if I wasn't like paying attention, like, 13, oh my God, that's so many. You know, already he has like, so of course he's playing to that number thing.
This don't remind y'all of Bill Cosby?
Girl, you know what I got for her? I got the 7 of Cups, girl. First of all, that is putting 20 on 10.
She's making up numbers, right? She's like,
yeah, you get a 7 of Cups is like the confusion card. It's the person trying to figure out which cup to choose, which number to make. Building castles in the sky, putting 20s on 10. Building a nothing burger.
Exactly. And if you don't really know and you're just listening in, you could be like, oh my God, that many.
He's out here slinging dick the hard way.
He done banged on 13 bitches. Girl, bye. And she talking about defamation of character. Well, let's get it. You just said this man raped 13 damn people. That's a big old
allegedly, yeah. Child, let's get this.
You know, she better watch out because these celebrities might go after her for defamation.
Yeah, these celebrities are wising it up on people. You know, after Cardi B did what she had to do.
I won't be, man, listen. That Kim Ye reading we did, Kim Ye trying to do some shit like that too. Why would they just stop going to court?
Kanye been trying to manipulate the media to make it seem like he don't do nothing wrong. And it's all Kim and it's everything about Kim. And he out here just trying to be a man. That whole liar. Anyway, come on, let's go.
Second, people to accuse him of doing something like this. We are one long line of people who have accused him of doing stuff like this. And he clearly has a vested interest, and people not discussing this longer than necessary. It comes out, people make a big noise, like Lisa Bloom had a case against Trey Songz with a young lady in 2019 that she settled that case with, and Lisa Bloom was all over everywhere with her client talking about the case, and then all of a sudden you heard nothing of it. She dismissed her lawsuit in California Civil Court against him, and that was the end of it because they settled the case. So typically with settlements in the legal field, you have a confidentiality agreement. Not always, because these are settlements. These are things you can negotiate. So you can negotiate an apology. You can negotiate an admission of guilt. You can negotiate all of those things. But that was not, they were trying to negotiate against that. So there was no admission of guilt. There would not be any admission of guilt. And their major concern was that my client and her attorneys would not say anything, and that was the nature of why they were willing to settle.
The whole goes deep. Okay, and so, and I'm sure, you know, attorneys talks amongst attorneys. So, with Lisa Bloom's case, do you feel, in your professional opinion, there was a dollar amount agreed upon? Okay.
This information.
Okay, so how do y'all feel about that there? How do y'all feel about that? Because I feel like, you know,
it was when you were playing it was a lot of noise. I don't know if it's on my part. I didn't hear it. If you could rewind it.
Okay.
That conversation was not pleasant. He was not happy that Jahara A had saw and the nature of what they were accusing him of. So then,
what's there? Because I didn't have a chance to really look at everything because everything happened so fast.
Right.
Getting on the phone with you from Trey Songz's brother, you know, pretty much slandering you online.
Defaming me, they are, and he should be very, very careful because he might need to be on the lookout for a defamation lawsuit.
Okay.
I think he went way behind. He went way behind.
Okay, hold on.
There's one actor right now. Current federal lawsuit right now. I do not hesitate to pull the trigger on the lawsuit.
Okay.
In the legal field, you have a confidentiality agreement. Not always, because these are settlements. These are things you can negotiate.
Did you hear this part?
You can negotiate an apology. You can negotiate admission of guilt. You can negotiate all of those things. But that was not, they were trying to negotiate against that. So there was no admission of guilt. There would not be an admission of guilt. And their major concern was that my client and her attorneys would not say anything. And that was the nature of why they were willing to settle.
Do you understand what they're saying, though? You understand it?
What they're saying is they all came to the table. Her client and her and the celebrity, Trey Songz or whoever the case may be, and his attorneys, and pretty much the settlement that's on the table is pretty much something. It's like, okay, they don't want to admit guilt, but they're willing to give you X amount of money. But that means that you can't say anything afterwards. So pretty much they're giving you money to shut you up.
Okay. So what's the question?
So no. I was just saying what it was. Period. Like period.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of that from other cases in general. They do that. Yeah.
So I just find it funny that we can do this. So look, I'm not saying I did anything, but because you putting too much smoke out here, just take this X amount of money and please shut the hell up. That's what you want anyway. Just take it. And they're like, and you know how you act like you don't want to take it, but you're gonna take it anyway. And you're like, I'm not saying whatever, but I'll take it though. I'm not gonna talk about nothing today. I don't know, like it makes it to me. It's just.
I mean, again, like because everything is confidential, so it's like you don't really know the full story. This is all civil cases. This all civil.
Yeah, they're not so.
They never went to criminal.
No.
So that kind of,
Yeah, that bothers me because I'm like, if it's 13 and plus victims, why y'all don't want him in jail? Y'all just
I don't know if there were 13. I think she's.
Yeah, but see,
I know that there's more than 3 or 4, but it is odd that they don't bring it to the criminal if it's really, or at least one of them.
Because I know for me, you got me messed up. Somebody did something to me. I want my face on every billboard. Like, look what this person did to me. They need to be locked up. Period. But, and then afterwards, then when they get out, then I can get compensated.
This is how this shit looking to me. Y'all saying he did all this to all of these people. So y'all saying he guilty? Is that in documentation? It's guilty, right? Because if he guilty, why he not being charged? Something about this shit is set up to me. It reads greed. And sooner or later, is his music even playing on air? Is he blackballed?
I don't know if he's blackballed, but what I know is that
it's something like that. I don't know if he's blackballed per se, but he's being... No, but he and certain people might be being attacked for some reason. I don't know.
But you know why? Now, here's what I can say, and this is just my thought process on that. This is why it's very important. 2 things you should always do. Don't put yourself in certain situations with just anybody because you don't know what they got for you. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like if he's a male celebrity, he has his fame, he has his money. He has to be careful about who he hooks up with. You know what I'm saying? And then the second part to me is that whatever happened to the Kris Jenner route, make you sign an NDA. I want you to sit there and sign a contract with me. Matter of fact, remember 50 Shades of Grey before they even started the BDSM and stuff? Like, she had to sign a contract.
Yeah, right. They both had to agree. They both had to agree what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you are famous, you need an NDA, you need a contract that's agreeing what's gonna happen and what's not gonna happen. You need an STD test. You need a pregnancy test to happen every X amount of like you gotta protect yourself. People see
For
you as
real.
a meal ticket. Period. And the way you have sex can feel like an attack. To be honest, if I am a rough sex person and I'm messing with some groupie that's not really with or somebody that's not really with that, then they're gonna feel like they're being attacked.
Guys, do you remember when, I don't know, it's a while back, where it was like a meme where Trey was like in a club and some girl put with her cup, put her drink in his cup, and he looked at her and everybody's like, oh my God, he was getting roofied. I mean, you know, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, see, that's subliminal. Like, these women will set you up. And you know what?
You wonder sometime, you know, so.
Yeah. Like, look what happened with Drake. That girl is suing Drake, was trying to sue Drake because he had a sexual encounter with her, used the condom, ejaculated in the condom, because of course that's what the condom is for. You know, that's part of it. And he threw the condom in the trash. Walks out. This girl takes the condom out the trash, takes the semen from the condom and put it up in her. But however, it caused the reaction very unpleasant because she didn't know that he put hot sauce in his condoms, in his used condoms.
Haha.
So now she wants to sue him because she feels like he did something wrong.
No, stupid. He set you up to see what you was gonna do because he knew what you were gonna do anyway.
So people gotta be careful. And that's on both parts. If you're not with certain stuff, don't go with certain stuff because you like somebody. If you not, I'll give an example. The girl said he anally assaulted her. Don't do anal if you ain't with it. If you don't want to give nobody oral, don't do it, no matter how much they bag you. Or put your head down there or something like that. Matter of fact, you can leave. Am I tripping?
No. I mean, you know, just like there are questionable characters that are male, there are questionable characters that are female. And especially, you know, these guys, not that they're, you know, Drake and them are all innocent, whatever, but you also wonder why they're so guarded. They have all these interesting people that do things around them. And even if it's not just a female, it's just being a celebrity. And then not just being a celebrity, you have to deal with the business. And the business have good people and they have bad people. And we're seeing that right now. What's the business like?
Okay, so let's go ahead.
Okay, and so, and I'm sure, you know, attorneys talk amongst attorneys. So with Lisa Bloom's case, do you feel, in your professional opinion, there was a dollar amount agreed upon in that settlement?
I'm confident that there was.
Okay.
Just from information I got from our prior attorney, because when I came on, I guess before.
By the way, you don't see her face, but when she said she's confident, she stutters. Her eyes stutter for a second. You gotta see Enola, Queen. Like, you can't see it, but when you see it, she kind of stutters. I'm confident. That's like.
So what does that mean? You want to do a quick read on that?
I mean, just by looking, but we do the card. It just came off like she wanted to say I'm confident, but her body was lying. Like, you can't lie, you know? But yeah, let's do read on it.
And that was the Chris Brown case, right?
They're assassinating these young men characters, baby. Y'all not seeing.
So when she said she was confident and she stuttered,
let's ask if she was indeed confident. Let's keep it simple, you know.
Okay, again, names, please, because I don't do good with names.
Was Ariel Mitchell confident when she stuttered and said, "I'm confident"?
When she was asked that she was confident, she said, I am. Was she actually confident or not?
Okay, so you want me to use my yes no deck or what?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So with Ariel.
Oh, you know what wanted to come out? Okay, it's 2 cards that just fell out. You know what they were?
What?
You had the full wands that's building, but then you had the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. That's a loss.
I got the Magician and the 2 of Coins.
I don't think she was confident.
That's what I'm saying. When you watch her face, go watch. You see it. You can't really tell in the audio so much, but it was the way her body was, the way she answered it. That's why I thought of that. So I'm curious if you guys watch it.
That's Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Nah, you're not confident.
Yeah, because she may be lying. That's why, you know.
What's up, Miss Waverly Cakes? Oh, hey, girl. Hey. Girl, so we're doing a reaction video and the tarot reading at the same time for the interview that Tasha K did with Ariel Mitchell, who is the lawyer, the attorney that's defending all these alleged victims of Trey Songz and also defending the victim of Chris Brown. And before I even hit the play button again, listen to this. One of her subscribers, Tasha's subscribers, commented and said, unfortunately, 5 days ago, she might lose that Chris Brown case. The victim went back after the incident. His lawyers are going to have a field day with that info. But then she starts talking about Trey and saying what he has done, he's going to learn some hard lessons. And Diddy. When the surviving Diddy coming out, that's the real one. Oh, wow. Okay, well, we're going to figure out that.
Guys, I don't know if that whole Diddy thing is it true? I mean, I got the 7th sword. Can you check on that, if the Diddy thing between Chris and Trey even true? Find out. Can you do that?
The card came out. But
there's some deceptive stuff or some people doing some stuff. So I don't know whether it's for Diddy, or it's a lie. But the 7 of Swords is somebody trying to get away with stuff too.
Sneaky energy.
So Diddy, we kind of already know about his orgy parties.
Girl, did it? Oh God.
No, but the question is, the Diddy situation, the accusation about Diddy, is it even true? I got the 7th sword. So that can mean that it's not true. So let's ask for clarity that the whole thing between Chris and Trey and this whole thing with women and the Diddy party, is it even true? So let's find out, yes or no.
Based on what that comment was saying, right? Okay. Oh, I'm about to tell you something. Okay. Now, with some of these accusations, I'm just leaning on Diddy because we're working on Diddy, right? I mean, that's what I'm thinking about, right? First of all, you got the 4 wands. But in the back, I'm going to tell you, in the back is the 5 of Swords in the reverse. 5 of Swords in the reverse, you know what that is? There's 2 things going on though. It's 2 things. So I gotta give it all out there. The 5 of Swords in reverse talks about, you've been saying something about somebody and no one believes you, but now you guys are really saying that whatever I was saying is true, right? Then the other part though is cyberbullying. That's my cyberbullying card.
Were we supposed to pull the one card about
I mean, I'm just giving that energy. But the Four Wands is building a case. They're building something. So that's going to be interesting about some shit.
So are we pulling 1 card, 3 cards, 4 cards? What?
I mean, they said pull 1, but I just had to look.
Nola, however you want to, Nola.
Okay,
I mean,
well, I just pulled 1 card. And I don't. The 10 of Cups came out, so y'all, you know.
That's a yes card.
Yeah, because this guy it involves joy, and joy is one of them. So he enjoys what he does, whatever that was he was accused of. He enjoys it. And then he got the 2 of Wands in the back. So.
Oh no! The 2 of Wands, though. The 2 of Wands, they trying to do something. They building cases. You know what? Like I told Nola, I think I told you that. I told my friend Adrian. You know, I said that. You know what? I think the Me Too movement has like cultivated a certain branch of attorneys to pretty much, what do you want to call it, like capitalize off of certain things like this. And
I think so, because Nola mentioned she felt like a blackball. That's not a blackball. I kept hearing the Me Too too, like Me Too that's being abused, because the Me Too has a good purpose, and some people are abusing that good cause.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like, are these men doing things that is questionable? I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of these men are.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you're living in the age of internet media. Like, you know, we get information quick. It's quick. It's easy to go online and say things as they're happening in real time. So you see what I'm saying? So it's not like old Hollywood when you didn't really know their business. And the problem is their business is coming out and people are capitalizing off of their business. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm. I mean, sex sells anyway. So whether it's good, bad.
So I'm going to give you an example. Like with T.I. and Tiny. You know what I'm saying? They like to do threesomes. Boom, that came out. So let's capitalize off these threesomes that y'all like to do. They like to introduce drugs into, you know, they already like doing drugs, and the person that they're doing the threesome with probably like doing drugs too. You introduce
what the hell kind of drugs they do? Shit.
Like Molly and, you know, ecstasy or something like that, like getting drunk, getting high, like loosening people up. They already get high or get drunk anyway. And, you know, they do that. And see, here's the thing, though. Like, when it comes to that, when it came to T.I. and Tiny, y'all will be fine. But the problem is, it's the introduction of controlled substance. So, someone can easily tell you that because they were under the influence, they don't have the power to say yes or no.
Why don't they just start up contracts with these people while they're sober?
Like I
said, see if they agree or not. Shit.
Like, do you see what I'm saying, Sylvia? Like, I feel like it's certain things like that going on. Certain things like females feel like, you know, because this person has fame, they're more powerful. And it's not really because they're powerful. It's just because you're in a way starstruck. So you just assume because they have money and a lot of people like them is like.
And not only that, you know, just like you said, of course, there are things that do happen that's pretty wild. But wouldn't it make sense to go after players? Because if you go after like a good person, they're not going to believe that. But they're going to go for somebody who are players. I really hope that, I mean, this is nothing new, like you said. I mean, right now, the Me Too, but in Hollywood, sometime, you know, the lawyers and stuff, they do gang up and things like that. I don't know. So, and you know, like wild parties and all that, like you said, it's nothing new if they have wild parties and stuff. But there's a difference between having wild parties and then accusing them of, X, Y, Z. So,
No.
but like you guys said, like at this time frame, you really got to be careful. Even like Drake needs to try and have, and apparently with the condom thing, like it's that time right now,
Oh, but did you know how he actually like had his how he ended up having a kid? Because the escort that he was having sex with apparently told him that she was on birth control, and basically the agreement was, since you are on birth control or have an IUD, that it's supposed to be like a cream pie thing. That's his fetish, and because you're on birth control or whatever the case may be, I'm paying you for this fetish, and you're not on birth control.
First of all, you should have known better than that.
You know what?
You should have known better than that.
Yeah, he should have got proof.
So it's like he trying to say she trapped him. Big fat lie. You should have strapped it up, buddy.
But to me, though, I do feel like that.
But is it true though, or just hearsay? Like how we know if it's real or not? You know what I mean?
I mean, that's what. To be honest, like I feel like this. If it is true, I feel like first of all, you should have got more information.
Right. You sound like my angel answers card. Get more information, girl.
I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like for instance, if I'm a famous person with a kink, right? I like a certain type of thing. I'm supposed to be a man, right? I like a certain type of thing, and I like a woman to do a certain type of thing for me. I have to make sure that that woman is A, not going to trick bag me, B, is really going to do it, C, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, I need proof that it could be done. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, so I kind of feel like if it's true for Drake, I kind of feel like, yeah, you probably should have went to the doctors with her and seen where the IUD was placed.
Did she ever even have an IUD?
Or you should have seen her take them birth control pills every day. I give you an example. This sounds bad, okay? But my brother used to make females take a video of themselves take the Plan B pill and send it to them.
Girl, she could have been taking anything. She could have been taking an aspirin.
Here you go. He bought the Plan B pill for him. And it's either you do it in front of his face or you're going to take this video. I better see it. I better see you opening it up. I better see you putting it in your mouth and swallowing it. I need you to gulp all the water there.
Isn't that how? Well, you know what? I ain't even going to say that because I don't want to be mean.
Men are crazy. I mean, honestly.
Well, I heard that's how King Von's baby was conceived. He thought that the girl took the Plan B when the bitch took a fake one and then she lied.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't gonna get into all that. But...
people, I don't know. And then you know what the other crazy part is? Why do you want, when it comes to that, why do you even want your child to go through something like that? You're not wanting.
People looking at money, reputation. Some people just have an obsession.
Oh God! But come on, let's finish this. All right. We're only 32 minutes and 30 seconds. But come on.
Seek out Lisa Bloom for her help because she had already been successful litigating a settlement from Trey Songz. And he said he had reached out and that Lisa Bloom, I guess, essentially wasn't interested in a partnership with him. She wanted the case because they don't share credit. So they don't do a thing like what me and George are doing where we're willing to bring together our individual law firms for the greater good of the situation at hand as opposed to saying, no, George.
And before I go on, like I said, this sounds like a whole new branch. And
I'm kind of curious. If you have a confidentiality contract and all that, why is he talking so much?
Because she's saying everything surrounding things, but not the actual thing.
I hope this shit, what she's saying is public goddamn records. And it ain't
so here's what I'm saying, what she's saying. She's talking about the structure of the entity that's representing the client. Like how things are going. Like right now, that's what she's saying. You know what you can compare this to? What? Monsters Inc.
Man, oh.
You know how, okay, the monsters under your bed, this, that, and the third, but little did we know there's a whole networking system and everything about how everything goes. You know what I mean? And that's what she's explaining. And I don't feel any type of warmth in that. This is straight up business.
I'm still stuck on a Monsters Inc.
That's the best way I can explain it. Like, Sylvia, do you think I'm tripping when I'm saying that?
No, I feel if you feel that, then that's your truth.
No, is it like when she's explaining how, well, certain people don't want, okay, like certain firms don't want to share credit with different firms and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da. Like, okay, at that point, she's giving me Monsters Inc. vibes. Like, okay, it's supposed to be a genuine scare thing, but damn, like, I didn't know that y'all had this whole network situation going on. Like, you see what I'm saying?
I think the whole thing is a little confusing, tell you the truth.
It just feels like a whole network of attorneys. Like I said, a whole network of attorneys who's doing this.
I think Dazzle, I think you're on it. I mean, we can't prove it, but the idea of, and it's nothing new. They've probably done that many things besides Me Too. Like they're trying to make money out of certain people.
Just think about it. It's just like, oh, okay, like, and I want to say Monsters Inc. again for some reason. Just say like, oh, you got a little girl downtown on Shepherd Street. She says she's afraid of spiders. I need you to bring in your best spider and go to her house. Like something like that. Like, okay, well, oh, I got a Mary Elizabeth, who is right now living in California. She said she was raped by Mike Tyson in 1990 something. They're like, no, that's not a hot button topic. I mean, he's not really a celebrity anymore. Like, we need somebody hotter. Okay, call me back when you got somebody else. That's what it sounds like.
Shit. It's like a chicken dinner platter.
Like, that's what I'm
cold, I don't want it. I want it hot. I want it fried, deep fried, laid to the side.
Oh, God. Okay.
I want all of the glory here. I'm not going to partner up with you. Okay. So that was the situation.
So this particular woman, Jahara, was the one that Trey Songz did.
See. She said, oh, you have certain people that be like, oh, I want all the glory. I don't want to partner up with you. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's glory. Oh, God. Like, I don't know. There's nothing heartfelt about that. They do not care about victims. Okay, there we go.
It just sounds like she's just sharing the story without any, like, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I guess he posted some some direct messages on Instagram between a young lady that was there.
That's the same young lady they're trying to say.
Right. So these text messages that read, she would testify on behalf of Trey. She would not back up Jahara because Jahara was asked to leave for inappropriately filming Trey Songz, and he didn't trust her. And so as they were getting ready to leave, his side is, according to her in these text messages, that Trey asked her to leave and she felt embarrassed. So her and a few other friends ended up leaving. And then a couple days later, these allegations come into play. And Trey says on Twitter that she wanted her school fees paid. And monies paid towards therapy for her trauma, and posted the messages from her friend, the same friend that Ruski, Trey Songz's brother, says that you were accused of bribing in order to corroborate your accuser, your client's testimony. I'm trying to put it all together. Right. I had literally a few hours to do this. So it's such a rabbit hole. It's everywhere. It's like webs. And so this particular girl that Trey Songz posted these messages from is the same woman that his legal team said you took out to eat dinner and bribed her with anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000,
$150 to $200,000
to lie
for my client.
For your client.
So let's walk that through.
After he had already posted messages.
So those messages that you're discussing were from August of 2020.
Okay.
Why don't we ask if that's true, that claim? That she paid.
Honestly, I seen a snippet.
Okay.
And I think she told her so.
Yep.
But hold on. We want to let her finish her explanation, then we're going to ask.
I had a settlement on a table for 6 figures without ever talking to that young lady. I didn't need her to corroborate anything. There was no, when I talked to her, it was 2 months after the court had thrown our case out. So prior to that, I had a settlement offer for 6 figures. I knew I could get that money back at least. If I had it on the table once, I can get it on the table again. All I needed to do was refile the case, which was initially what. So after the judge threw out our initial lawsuit that her first lawyer, Andrew, filed, I went back to Trey Songz's attorney and said, hey, we'll give you a discount. We'll knock X dollars amount off of the original settlement just so we don't have to refile. This way, everybody can, because my client at that time, she was struggling with coming forward. She was a Jane Doe.
Okay.
So Jahara was a Jane Doe. So she was very concerned about coming forward and very concerned about what that might do for her and her future and her likeness. And then it got to a point where she just said, I shouldn't have to feel ashamed. I shouldn't have to hide. I should be able to be confident enough to stand on this and not be scared anymore. And she came to the conclusion it was time to refile. She didn't want to be a Jane Doe. She wanted to stand on her own too. But that was only after the horrible treatment we received at the hands of Trey Songz and his attorneys. And the disparate treatment. They treated my client like she was just out for money, like she came from nothing. We had to explain to them, Jahara's father is a doctor. OBG, she's not some poor little girl looking for a come up. Like, this is something that happened to her and something serious that happened and something that continues to happen by the same individual time and time again. So the situation, they're trying to paint out this narrative, and it's really sad if you really think about it, that this is the best they could come up with. To try to disparage me and attack me.
Yeah, because the Florida bar, and I didn't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry, because I believe there was an article printed and after a motion was filed.
So when you file a complaint, you have to respond. So the parties get served and then they respond. Okay. Now, what I know about their motion is, if you look at the time they filed their motion, which was at 9:15, 10 minutes later, 12 minutes later, TMZ ran the story. What I know about
the bribery charges.
Right, about the motion. What I know about TMZ is they prep stories. So there's no way they could have written the story in 12 minutes and posted it. I know the true intent of Trey Songz and his attorneys is to change the narrative and shift the spotlight from Trey and his.
Okay, so out of all that entirely, what she's saying about, the state bar, and about the first one, who now was a Jane Doe initially, but then she came out and said her name. How do you feel about that? Because she was upset because his attorneys made it seem like she just wanted money. But but she asking for like tuition, money for school, money for therapy, things like that.
She just wanted money.
But
My question is, why is it still civil and not criminal?
So why did the first accuser only want civil charges instead of criminal?
She only wants what? Why does she what?
Why does she only want to pursue civil charges instead of criminal charges? Like,
okay, let's find out.
okay. That's because she knew that she had an affair. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Y'all go first.
Well, the first card I got was the Magician. The second one I got was the Seven of Cups. So I'm trying, why did she just doing civic versus criminal?
Well, I'm gonna wait.
What do you get? Maybe you'll help me out.
Okay, first of all, I feel like with this Death card in the reverse and the Nine of Cups in the reverse, the problem is, okay,
Oh,
I'm about to show you. So this Death card in the reverse looks like this, right?
Oh.
Quicksand, not getting out of quicksand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no transformation here, and you're not going to win.
Okay.
You're not going to get what you want in criminal court.
Oh, okay.
The Temperance card is moderation, being a team player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to heal thyself, move forward, do things in moderation, be a team player. Don't do too much, but don't do too little. Just do it where it's though you get back. That's how I feel about that, right? But it is a healing card. But you also got like the I put 4. And you also got like the Lovers card in the reverse. This talks about a flighty affair. And we already know that they was just gonna go with like it's like an affair. The ending of a romance, an affair. So or like a sexual encounter or like whatever. So to be honest with you, or healing of romance, you know what? On some real shit, I even kind of peeped that she wouldn't do that because she knew she wasn't going to win. I'm just put it. She knew she wasn't going to win. She knew she was not going to win. Matter of fact, I pulled 3 more cards just in case. That lady was not going to win. That Musician card, that Moon card in the reverse, and the 2 of Cups in the reverse, it will be secrets that she knew that wasn't accurate that would come out. She wasn't going to win.
What the hell?
And you know what? And it makes me feel like they had sex before. How do you feel about that, Sylvia? I feel like they did something before. They did something before that day. I feel like that. I feel like they had sex before.
No,
what
do you
think? Type of relationship.
You Dad don't feel the sex part. I just feel different aspect.
Well, yeah, because everybody. Oh, okay, well, because the card.
Okay, hold on, wait. How do you feel? How do you feel, Sylvia? Because I just feel like she knew she was going to win.
I mean, that makes sense because for a criminal, you really gotta have proof. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So she might as well make money with the civil.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I could see that.
Mm-hmm. And see,
in order to, especially with rape cases, so to speak, you would really have to prove it somehow. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, and she can't prove it because it wasn't rape.
Well, I said, why did she pursue civil instead of criminal? And my cards were the strength card, the six of cups, page of
But
pentacles, the fool, and the eight of swords at the bottom.
but here's the thing. I have a question. Maybe you guys will understand. Even if sometimes you can't prove, like, especially something like a rape, wouldn't you still try for criminal? And then if
I
that didn't
would.
work out, then go for
I
civil.
mean, yeah, but when you pull that strength card, and what else you pulled, Nola?
Six of cups.
You know what happened? And then you got the page of cups. You're mirroring
No, the page of
Sylvia's.
pentacles. And then the fool.
You know what? What happened was when you pulled the strength card, and then over there, when she was talking about that other lawyer and talking about grooming and stuff like that, I kind of sort of feel like, because they said that she went to the hospital, filed the police report, and immediately got counsel. Whoever her counsel is, and I'm gonna tell you, like, okay, so here's how I'm energetically feeling. Tell me if I'm wrong, stop me if I'm wrong. You have more sharks in the civil court tank than you do the criminal court tank. As in, like, you have more snakes in the grass when you're over there trying to get money than when you are trying to pursue criminal charges. So if I'm trying to look for a lawyer, and I remember I watched the lead attorney, and when the lead attorney was going over Tasha K's case that Cardi B had against her, and her lawyer, Olga, was not a good lawyer, and he said he felt bad for her because normal people don't know if they're getting a good lawyer. So it's a good chance that the lawyers that she encountered told her, because it was no substantiated proof, and because whatever she probably told them, they wanted to pursue civilly because they are looking for money.
Wait, is it the one who's accused with the anal stuff?
No, this is the first one.
The first one. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, sure. That makes sense. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So the guy that she had at first wanted the same thing that Ariel did, but the only thing about it is that Ariel was more of a what is it called? Somebody. Yeah. She basically the big shark ate the small shark type of situation. So that's what happened there. So neither one of them was good counsel. I mean, it's good counsel if you want that money, but it's not good counsel if you felt like you was raped. Like, you see what I'm saying?
You know, it could be like you said, might be again, we don't know, but
allegedly.
I mean, if they're the Me Too movement, this is a great money extra percentage. They get a percentage, especially the $220 million, the last two cases. How much money you get out of that as a lawyer?
Yeah, she want a gold encrusted steak dinner. That's what
I don't think. Yeah, I think Chris is also being sued for $20 million.
Yeah, it's all the same amount. That's the crazy part, right?
So that's why I keep telling y'all this industry shit, man. Y'all not listening.
No, I know it's industry stuff. I'm just saying this is crazy.
And then keep in mind she had to throw that number 13 in there.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's true or not, she pulled that number 13 and came out of her mouth.
Ooh, but let's go ahead. Let's keep going. Oh, do you guys want to do anything with this? Or let's keep going. We can keep going.
Continued pattern of behavior. to me, an attempt to disparage me, A, to try to make me look bad in the public eye, B, to probably try to disparage my clients and the many clients that continue to come to me and flock to me over these allegations that I continue to represent every day. And more importantly, Trey Songz attacks women. That's what he does. They don't attack men who do the same thing, because if we're talking about lawyers who do what I do, the names we know and love: Benjamin Crump, Tony Busby. And if I don't know if you know who Tony Busby is, but he was an attorney. He is an attorney who represents 22 young ladies who were accusing Deshaun Watson, who was a NFL player for the Houston Texans. He had 22 young ladies accusing Deshaun Watson of sexual assault during massages. And then Tyrone Blackburn, who is an attorney representing all the young ladies who at a point were accusing T.I. and Tiny.
Well, you know, Tyrone, we've done our own individual investigations on him.
Okay.
We're going to leave him out of he ain't on Crump level.
Well, I'm just saying, these are the attorneys who represent cases like this. Right. And they're men who do not face this level of attack. Nobody's attacking my partner, Joel.
That's what I don't like. I'm so tired of this sexist and color rhetoric. It's like, I get it. You know, as a black woman, I got two things against me. I'm a minority, and you know what? I'm a woman. But I feel like they play on that. Tasha K and that attorney is playing on that. Do y'all feel like this attorney and Tasha K is playing on that? And I want y'all to do a reading.
I mean, I didn't.
Pull a
it
card.
Could be because I'm not. It could be because I'm not African American, but it seemed like she's playing on every point that she's speaking on. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's playing on that. You know what I mean?
My spider senses tell me that, you know, they're trying to bait me with that.
Of course.
Like, I feel that way. Like, do you feel that way, No, your queen? If you didn't know what was going on, and somebody says because I'm a black woman, and you know all these other men, they don't get all this flack, but whole time Tyrone, that's actually representing Nicki Minaj's husband accuser, gets a lot of flack. And she's not even an accuser, she's a victim. The court of law says that she's a victim.
They try to make the victims look stupid too, depending on what type of case it is. But Nicki Minaj's husband he just embarrassed her.
But why should we keep calling this, like, and there's no shade. I don't care about nobody's color, because I care about the content of your character for real. I really don't care. But I feel like it's like this race baiting call. And I'm getting tired of hearing it, because I'm hearing it all the time. That means right, wrong, or indifferent, because you're my skin complexion, I'm supposed to agree with what you're doing. Or because you're a woman like me, I'm supposed to agree with everything that you're doing. And I don't like
that. I could speak on as a woman. Yeah, I don't like that either. Like, just because you're a woman, you know, X, Y, Z, I don't have to agree with everything either. Yeah, yeah. Especially with this case, you know, like, I mean, normally I would believe if you have, like, you know, certain amount of cases against you, like, oh my God, that doesn't sound right. As a woman, you must believe that is true. No, I have a brain. I could think for myself, you know. I can question things.
You know, don't nobody believe anything that we say. The one thing you got to understand is that God gave everybody a brain.
Thank God.
The brain didn't stop with one person or two people. No, he gave everybody a brain. He gave everybody discernment. It's your choice to use discernment.
Exactly. Yes.
So that's how I kind
of. And in our case, they also gave us intuition.
Yes. To help us with discernment.
I know.
See what the fuck is what? But see, look, Nola got me cursing.
Huh?
I blame you. I
did good tonight. I ain't do all that.
Girl, whatever.
But
go
that's
ahead.
cool. That's cool you picked that up because I didn't pick that up. Maybe because I was picking up on other things.
Because I don't like that. Like, I get turned off by that. Because you can tell me somebody's wrong without you having to say it's because you're a woman that they're doing something. Nah, it's because they're wrong and they're trying to make it seem like you're a messed up person. They do that every day. They do that to everybody. It's just not because you're a woman. Hey, you might got some people who, I mean, I'm not going to lie, you may have some men who really feel like it's because you're a woman. But it's different variables. That's how I kind of feel. And I kind of feel like I don't want to lead with it's because I'm a woman because that sets me apart. No. That's just like saying because I'm a woman who reads tarot, you're not going to believe me more than a man that reads tarot. I mean, I don't know. Well, anyway, let's go into it.
By the way, back in the day, I know.
Attacking my partner, George.
Huh? Mm-hmm.
We'll let the audio continue. Never mind.
No, go ahead.
Nah, we'll continue.
You sure?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
They're attacking me with things they know to be a lie, and things they know they cannot prove in any regard. And it's all a desperate and pathetic attempt to try to shift the narrative from what Trey Songz has continued. It's not just the people we know about. It's not just Keke Palmer. It's not just BB Rexa. I have 3 young ladies. I have 3 clients accusing Trey Songz of
2 are Jane Doe's. No, one is
one
Dylan.
is a Jane Doe,
and one is Dylan
Jahara, and then the other one is Dylan Gonzalez.
Dylan Gonzalez. That's what I was going to say. So let's talk about Dylan for a second because when she made her...
Okay, so this is the one you was telling me about in the email, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's 3 people. It's still Jahara looking for money. It's Dylan now, and it's the one that got anally raped, allegedly. Those
I
are
don't
the
think it's Dylan the one that got anally raped. I think that's more of the recent case. Dylan would be before this one.
No, the one that got anally raped is still a Jane Doe.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Okay.
Because when she made her statement, it was just like, boom, I'm out.
Drop the mic.
Yeah. And I was just like, and my viewers were like, Tasha, can you follow up on this? Of course, I reached out to Dylan. Had no idea that you were representing her at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was just like floored because she said that this incident happened 9 years ago. And her having to relive this because accusers keep coming up. And so I guess she felt compelled to speak on it. Now, why does, even though it's been 9 years, I'm sure it's out of the statute of limitations.
That's
Is
not
it?
true.
It's not?
No.
Okay.
So Dylan will be the next case that we're filing in Nevada. So her case is coming up shortly.
Oh, wow.
And as you know, we have the Jahara case, and then we filed the second case in California, and then the third case will be in Nevada. A lot of times, if you research sexual assault victims, it takes them a long time to relive this because they get assaulted and then they don't want to think about it anymore. They put it out their heads. They try to recover internally from the trauma that they experience. Right. They don't want to be victims. They don't want to think. And I think a lot with Dylan is so strong. So she didn't want to have to accept that this happened to her. And it's a struggle to accept that you have been victimized by somebody you trusted. Like this, somebody she knew, somebody she trusted. It wasn't like in the Jahara case where he was just Trey Songz, the singer that she had just met. This was somebody Dylan knew and communicated with and trusted and looked at as somebody who could be trusted. And he betrayed her trust and her.
So they were dating.
I don't know if they were dating, but I know they were friends with each other. And if you know...
How long? Wait
a minute. As the lawyer, would you know to make sure they were dating or not?
That's what I want to know.
That's what I'm saying. Plus, I know he never... I don't know. Okay, let's continue.
No, because that's why I stopped. Because I'm like... as my lawyer, I'm telling you the truth. Right? Good, better, and different. I'm just going to say what happened, and we're going to go from there. I'm hoping that's what happens, right?
Well, let's listen to the rest, and then we'll
okay.
You know.
A lot about the young Hollywood scene. Yeah. And during this time, Dylan was very big in terms of NCAA basketball. Yes. She had just transferred to UNLV. She was, for all intents and purposes, very lit.
Right.
And she said she felt like, Trey was interested in her because of how lit she was. Mm. And, essentially like, you were up and coming star. I can kind of use you. We can use each other, and coming at her kind of essentially like that. So she's just like, oh, this is Trey Songz. And this is at the height of Trey Songz being Trey Songz. Yeah. So, she didn't really see the ill intent until it was too late. Because she's just such a naturally trusting person, wanting to believe the best in people. And she wanted to accept him at face value and trusted him to her detriment.
Now, I know because she hasn't spoken about what happened. It was just kind of Trey Songz to me. It was like, damn, and boom, she had a statement. And no one really questioned her story because she's Dylan.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, and she's not out here trying to clout chase and thought at the same time. So it was just like, okay, we definitely have to pay attention. Are you able to explain a little of what happened between her and Trey Songz? And I know you gave just a little background, stuff that people didn't even know. We're exclusively hearing it first. Are you able, without having to go through the intimate, I wouldn't even call it intimate details, like, get that out of my head. What happened leading up to the assault? Without explaining the assault.
A lot of stuff I would like for Dylan and giving her the opportunity to speak her truth and to say what happened to her without having anything out prior to that. I really feel she deserves the opportunity to speak for herself. But all I know about that, they were friends. They were cordial. They spoke to each other. I read... She gave me a phone, an iPhone 6 with a circle. I forgot all about the circles, full of text messages between the two that I've ciphered through from that period of time leading up and through 2017. So there was a period of time they spoke back then, and then he recame into her life. I believe it was 2017, 2019, one of those years. Maybe it was 2019. But so I've read through the initial messages, and they seemed very friendly with each other. They seemed... like friends, and especially initially. And then after it happened, it seemed like she was distant, like she didn't trust him as much, and he was trying his earnest to gain back her trust, apologizing for what he did, saying he thought it was normal behavior, trying to get her to essentially forgive him for what he had done. So to the point of what happened and what led up.
So he's asking for forgiveness in the text messages.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. So, I believe what Trey was really afraid of, and maybe he can answer why he fired his second set of attorneys and is on to this new group. I know it's because I defeated them, but he knew they.
I gotta tell you, I love your swag. She's like,
yeah, so they got them out of there real quick because they couldn't get the job done. The job was to get rid of me. The job was to destroy me. They looked at me. I'm just some young black girl with my own law practice. I ain't no shit, basically. And that was the sentiment that they gave to me.
I can relate to that.
They just think, you just out here. You ain't got the back end. I don't have the money. I don't have the know-how. I don't have the machine behind me. So I'm nothing.
I can definitely agree with you on that part right there. Trust me. And so I do respect just your tenacity, your strength, everything, and just how you... because when I got on the phone with you, I expect.
Okay, how y'all feel about that?
She's doing too much. She bragging too much. She overly confident, and she's full of shit.
Thank you.
I feel like it was, she's bragging. But she's
She money hungry.
You know why?
I mean, we have to let the due process, meaning like if it's Dylan is having a case, we have to, instead of going by hearsay or being a woman like, yeah, she must be telling the truth, or or the other people say no, it's not. We have to hear her case. I just find it odd that she doesn't know that they were dating or not. I do follow Trey a little bit, and he's the type that when you go to the red carpet, it's either himself or his mother. If he had girlfriend, the real serious girlfriend, he's very private with them. I mean, I don't know. You guys want to do a card or something? But
okay, yeah.
When you see her in person, you're gonna see like a whole different body language. The way Ariel is, if you could tell by the audio how she's coming off, you're gonna see it in person.
Okay, so here's how I feel, right? In this one, she's overly confident.
Yeah, right.
The last one, she
like
was
an overachiever too.
So the reason why she's overly confident is because there is some truth to what Dylan is saying. That's her name, Dylan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Dylan had the cell phone with the proof. Now, as an attorney, you would have that proof. Whether you made copies of it, you have emails, something, you have something proving that.
So she's overly confident because she has some proof.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what you think?
She's bragging.
Or she has something that looks like something. Do you see what I'm saying?
Let's ask the card.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we need to ask, were they dating? Because she said she doesn't know if they were dating or not.
I don't think. Okay, let's check it.
Yeah, go ahead. Y'all take
Is Dylan dating Trey Songz? Was Dylan dating Trey Songz? Were they dating?
Right around she used to date Tanea Hangry and stuff like that. So if they were dating, it must have been a short period. And then she said 2019. I don't know, because he was dating the current baby mother, and he was dating 2019. He was also dating Lori Harvey.
Trey Songz?
I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
God damn, Lori Harvey, shit.
You remember they were dating? They were actually like official, but it was short-lived.
Oh God.
You know what it was? They were fucking. Excuse my language. They were having sex.
So what happened? Did she get like this? Remember, like I saw an interview with Dylan where she talked about, now we don't make light of mental illness because that's a serious thing, but she was sharing with the doctor on a podcast that, she suffered from depression and she tried to commit suicide. This is way before Trey. So we have to go with her mind. Like if they did have sex, was it like, you know what I mean?
Okay,
like,
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Is she a jilted lover or she's not? You go ahead, tell me.
Here's the thing that I have a problem with. And here's the only thing. Here's some things I have a problem with Trey Songz about. And I gotta be honest. I don't need to see the Knight of Swords representing him in the reverse. Do you know what that means? That means that somebody is trying to force you to do something, but it's not physical. So again, Trey Songz is aggressive. Then I got this devil energy in it because I got this devil card. So let's see. You have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. The Nine of Wands in the reverse. This is usually upright when things get bad before they get better. You know what I'm saying? It's the wounded warrior. But in the reverse, this is someone taking a stance that makes their heart for other people. Okay? Or they take a stance and they're like, oh, well, do this or do that. And they actually go out and do it. And you're like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So, or it's something that's not worth fighting for. Right?
I think the timing is a little weird. I'm sorry, because 2017, 2019.
But
the type of person, he was dating other people. I don't know. I'm just saying.
But I feel like he was wooing her with the Knight of Cups. He was. Okay. This devil energy represents, because the devil card is right beside the Knight of Cups. So the devil energy for me represents toxic behaviors. It could be manipulation. It could be addictions, contracts, whatever. The Two of Wands in the reverse talks about things not getting off the ground. So maybe you were trying to manipulate her and it didn't get off the ground the way that you wanted to. The Four of Cups in the reverse talks about accepting an offer, but then it's right beside the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Talks about somebody kind of imposing their will mentally and verbally. So then you have the Strength card in the reverse. Not being able to have control of the situation, or not feeling like you can do it, or the coward way. So I feel like Trey was wooing Dalen. Is that her name, right? Dalen?
Yeah.
He was coming on to her. And I feel like at some point in time, it didn't work. But at some point in time, it did work, because his verbiage and the way he made her feel like, yeah. I think that's the proof, but it's not rape. Like, okay, and maybe it is me, but the way I feel about how that went is just like the other girl. It feels like someone feels mentally overpowered. Do you see what I'm saying? Or am I sounding crazy?
I'm not going to call you crazy. The only thing I have a challenge with, we have two stories that we're sharing. We're saying that the Me Too may be possible lawyers getting together and creating scenarios, like with a lot of different celebrities. You can't do one or the other. Like, even if Trey was, you're saying, a certain way, then it wouldn't match up with the card that we all got, that it was about the money. But
it is about the money. That's the point. So
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you could only be one or the other. You can't be like, oh, well, he did do, maybe he pissed the girls off.
You know what it is? The problem is, I'm gonna just say it.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking with you.
He tends to mess with weak-minded women. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I mean, he didn't.
Weak-minded women, okay? Women who feel like he overpowers them intelligently.
Well, here's the two things.
Verbal.
All his girlfriends were not weak-minded. We have
No, they're not.
So then we're talking about two different persons. You know, which can happen. I'm not saying yes, no. But like, he take care of his family and all that. I don't know. This is why.
But here's what I mean by weak-minded, though. No, check this out. I'll just throw a scenario about weak-minded.
Okay.
Weak-minded is something like this. You got something with this 9 of Wands in the reverse. Usually upright is something's worth fighting for. But in the reverse, it's not worth fighting for. And then you have this Knight of Cups that comes in. You don't want to fight for, okay. You have this position that says, oh, do this or that. And then they go out and do it. And you're like, what? So really, the way I feel about this 9 of Wands and this Knight of Cups that's going on, I feel like she herself been through things. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a battered card. But she herself did not feel like she was worth fighting for. Just like that other girl who need to say stuff if she don't want to do stuff. She needs to take up for herself and put her foot down and make her yes be yes or her no's be no's. This girl is similar to that. If she don't want to do certain things, then guess what? She need to say something and not let somebody manipulate them. And what I mean by that is that basically you yourself isn't worth fighting for. So this Knight of Cups that comes in with this emotional offer of friendship and whatever, you will be more ready for it, but you're not because you don't feel like it's worth fighting for. Your vagina is not worth fighting for it. That's how she felt. With this manipulative energy and things aren't working out, you really think it's going to work out, whatever. This person, Trey Songz, liked her. He was sexually attracted to her. And could it be that? Because, you know, the devil card is contracts. It may be toxic. It may be whatever it is. But it is a contract. So think about any contract that you may have. You know, even if you're in a relationship, that's a contract. You know, a verbal one. So, and it doesn't work out. So, then you go to the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is taking that offer in the reverse. You know, upright is you're more so worried about whatever's going on. You're bored, this, that, and the third. In the reverse, you're taking the offer. But you're taking that offer because the Knight of Swords in the reverse kept making it apparent that he wanted you to take this offer. And then with the Strength card in the reverse, you lack confidence. So if that's not what you wanted, then you should have said something. That makes sense?
Sure. That's your definition of weak-minded. Yeah.
So that's what I get from her and that other girl. If that's not what you want, say something. Say, no, I don't want this. But that's why they feel like there's evidence, and that's why that lady feels like she's comfortable in that. You
Maybe.
know,
I'm gonna listen to. I mean, I'm looking at the cards. I mean, I'm not seeing that, but.
but
what I'm not saying you're incorrect either. You know, so.
I mean, I'm not saying it like I don't know. I'm just giving off what I felt. So I kind of feel like, and then you said that in that email that she had mental illness, and you feel like da 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 da. So I kind of, not da-da-da-da-da, but you felt like it was a lot to play in it. And I kind of feel like when it comes to this situation, you have somebody that does not take up for themselves.
But here's the thing. If you think, no, that makes sense. I understand what you're saying. But it could be one or the other. Either Ariel and them are people who grabbing money for money, and their lawyers are Me Too that are after, cases to make money. Then really you can't say that if you're saying like there's some truth to, like two people. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying. There's some truth as in on the spiritual level, there's some truth.
Right.
As in they didn't really want to do certain things. That's the truth. The fact is,
but it's not a rape because she had a consensual.
It was consensual. That's why it's not rape.
Mm.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's consensual sex, but it's not rape. And spiritually, off the mental thing, they didn't want to do it. But they consented. And it says more about, and it wasn't a physical force. So no, they're not going to win in court. He came on to them, and it wasn't even just, I wouldn't say it the right way.
Here's the problem with that. You're saying that Dylan is the one who claimed the anal sex?
No, that's not her.
Okay, that's why I'm getting mixed up. No, okay. Alrighty. Then forget. That's not.
You have people, this is what I'm saying. You have people. Okay, imagine
because she was the one who came out before the current one that came out with the anal sex.
So the first one that we were reading on, that's the first one who came out.
I know. Yeah.
The second one is Dylan. The third one is the anal rape one.
Right.
And for the first one and the second one,
I know you feel like they were weak-minded.
I just feel like, and that's no shade to nobody, because you know what it is feeling down about yourself. You have to have you don't have healthy boundaries. Does that make sense? Like needing healthy boundaries.
No, I understand your point of view. I'm not sure if that's the case, from my point of view.
I mean, because
here's
what I'm saying. A rape didn't happen.
Like the weak-minded thing, I totally get it. Yeah.
The physical rape didn't happen. You
don't learn how to speak up, and then you're having consensual sex, but you didn't really want it that way,
Yeah. So now you're upset.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're a disgruntled lover.
Right.
So I feel like there was a part of them that didn't want something a certain way, and they said yes anyway, and they should have said no when they said yes, but they didn't. And Nola, they made it seem like it was okay.
Nola, what do you feel?
Nola? What is Nola doing?
Oh, maybe she stepped away. Oh.
I think Nola was asleep, girl. I'm about to curse her out when we get off the live. Child.
Oh, there she is.
Nola's asleep. Nola knocked out.
Is she? Oh my God.
No, we so late. That's what it is. So we might got part two.
We didn't even hear the whole thing yet. I don't know. I mean, I understand your point. I I don't want to agree or disagree. You know what I mean?
No,
but I understand.
no. I like everybody's point. So when you come up here, like I don't mind you telling me how do you feel. That's why I asked you how do you feel.
Yeah. No, I would try and listen to you. I mean, I understand I understand what you mean, like that was a great explanation. But maybe I'm not just seeing that perspective, like I'm not seeing it.
Okay.
I'm
The
not seeing it on the
perspective
card.
is,
But it's not, you know what? It's okay because
also physicality stuff. I'm gonna tell you, most of all, none of their cases is about the past. As in, like, I'll put it like this. To me personally, I don't feel like the reason why a lot of stuff is civil is because you won't win in criminal court.
Right.
So if you got females that don't say no, stop, I don't want that, that's not going to pass in criminal court.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're feeling like I don't want that, but you're not saying that, and you're allowing things to happen to you, then the different subject should be self-love, self-worth, understanding boundaries. Right? It shouldn't be.
I get your point of view. I got that. Yeah.
But then you got these lawyers that say pay you for your pain. Because on some level, you felt victimized. And you felt victimized because you allowed yourself to be a victim. Like, say, for instance, you asked me for $20 and I give it to you, but I didn't want to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Am I a victim? I give you my $20 and now I'm hollering, you're a scammer and you're this and you're that. Are you really a scammer? Or is it really that I don't have healthy boundaries and I should have just told you no?
Right. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what Trey Songz is dealing with.
Right. Do you feel like you guys keep mentioning he's aggressive? You don't see the good side of him at all? You just go by the image?
No. Here's what I'm saying. Like, when I say aggressive, I don't mean aggressive as in violence.
No, you mean like sexual, yeah.
Like, and honestly speaking, there's nothing wrong with being sexually aggressive. I mean, if you want what you want, go ahead. I don't have a problem with that. Have I been in situations when I mean like verbally aggressive?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And is it hard to admit to yourself? No, because you already told yourself you should have took up for yourself. Oh, okay. I mean, you see what I'm saying, but but to say it vocally, I mean, you'll tell your best friends that. It's harder to do it on a grander scale as in like suing. And I get that. But what I'm saying is, for real, a lot of it, because I'm basing it, that's the energy that I'm getting, and I'm basing it on experiences that I've been through. A lot of it has to do with self-worth. Now, did they take advantage of you in some type of way? Yeah. Yeah, they did. Why? Because some of these ladies didn't love themselves enough to get themselves out of a situation they could have been got out of. If you didn't like something, say you don't like it and stand by it. Be firm. Don't fold when someone says, "You sure you don't want me to do this?" You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't fold. That's why I feel like those two girls did. They folded. Is it rape? No. Not in the physical sense. No. But mentally, you kind of feel like something's been taken from you, but in all actuality, you gave it away too easily. You didn't defend it. That makes sense?
Right, but my question is, how did it go from, not having good sense of self, having consensual sex, but you didn't have boundary to now you want to, say that he did? Like, how did it jump from one thing to another? I mean, I know
you said this, and this is a good question though, because we're talking about lawyers who are sharks.
But how did they know about those women? So they showed up somehow.
Okay, that's that part. You got lawyers who are sharks. You have women who's after the fact rather blame someone else than really understand the fact that they need boundaries too. Then you also have shame. I'm saying it like shame. Right. So you feel ashamed. Like, that's not a lie. So you feel ashamed. And I'm about to do a reading on that too. But I just got the word shame. So you feel ashamed of what happened. So now you feel victimized. So now you
that's the problem, because not that she should feel bad, not that she should not feel shame, but you can't just accuse every guy for rape.
No, you can't. No.
If you know enough about Trey, I don't know. I mean, until you meet the person, he's a family person. No, I'm just saying, like, there's a difference between. Well, now you're talking about Chris. You're including Chris. Chris, we know it's wild. How we got Snoop Dogg and all this. So that's what I mean. Like, these women who are sensitive, I mean, you have to be careful. I mean, you can't just accuse people and ruin their character. And then you have these lawyers coming around. But we're going to see. That's why you have a court case. Okay. And what? Okay. You have a court case and you have to have a due process versus go by hearsay,
Okay, so the way I see it from these cards, and we're saying, how do you go from one place to another?
Right.
Okay, so the far end to the left is the Knight of Swords in the reverse.
Right.
And then it's the Queen of Cups up right now. So now, what is it? I'm tapping into my intuition. I'm more emotionally intelligent. I'm more self-aware on the emotional end.
Right.
And right behind it is this Knight of Swords that forces mentally and vocally. So, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like somebody grew.
A what?
You know how you grow up from experiences? How you gain wisdom from experiences?
Yes.
So now there's an emotional maturity that, okay, like Super Mario Bros, you complete a level like Donkey Kong, you go to the next level. And you can look back on the other, and you know how when you go to those games, you can still go to the level that you completed, right?
Right.
So you go back to that level and it's easy to complete. So new levels, new devils. We go back to the old level and it's old devils that you can easily conquer. Right? So there was a lesson there. You went back there and you knew that you can easily conquer that. That means that for real, honestly, the things that you went for before that, you're not going for anymore. On an emotional level. Over here is the Nine of Swords in the reverse with the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So this is overthinking about it now. Now you're overthinking to me because the Nine of Swords, because the Nine of Swords in the reverse can go from release of anxiety to overthinking. Worrying about it too much. And with the Knight of Wands in the reverse, this talks about a telenovela. This talks about, I said telenovela, but this talks about somebody who's in and out. But it also talks about an ego. It talks about arrogance. It talks about aggression in that way. Passion. So now they're overthinking about who Trey Songz is. So now they done made it clear in their head that he has an ego, he's aggressive, and he's overconfident, right? And he just does this to everybody. So now you're overthinking. Okay, so you got this maturity, but now you're overthinking about it. And the Ace of Cups in the reverse is in the back. And that talks about, now, this is not a good thing for me emotionally. I do not like this, right? Emotional discontent. So they don't like what happened to them, but it was a lesson, and it wasn't a physical lesson. But because they overthink it, they feel like it's a physical, violent thing. But really, the only thing they went through was emotional and verbal problems. You see what I'm saying? Mentally and verbally.
No, I'm getting it. It's all about interpretation. What they interpreted me.
So they went through mental and verbal issues, and now because they overthought it, now it's physical and violent. Does that make sense?
Well, especially with
you know who think like that? Really far out feminists.
Right. Good point.
So that's how I kind of feel like this went. And now it's violent, physical.
Like those Me Too lawyers. The one that don't use it right. There's Me Too lawyers that use the justice right.
And there is a coin.
Yeah.
Because they want to get paid for their pain.
Mm-hmm.
And their pain was they let a little boy, because knights are younger than queens. Their pain is that they let a little boy manipulate them into having sex. They're more mature than that. That's their pain. That's their shame.
It's more like they were charming, but they didn't see the charm, that kind of thing. Not manipulation.
Yes, charm, whatever. Like that. I don't know. But they feel like at the end of the day, what it really is, they let someone who they could have been more wiser to be in a space in that type of capacity. Mm-hmm. And now they view it as violent and physical, even though it was never violent and physical.
So in that way, it's a little bit of a mental, some kind of mental misalignment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Over stress and over anxiety about this person who we started out was a sword that ended with a wand. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But still, that not saying that, what she went through is not great, but that's unfair for him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And and then we could talk about the other guy too. Oh my God, they could go forever. But
yeah, that's why we got to make a part 2, because we didn't win 3 hours, girl. I'm not gonna lie. Then I gotta use the bathroom, and then our other co-host went to sleep on us. She couldn't even hang.
That's funny.
I think she was in the middle of shuffling and went to sleep. But girl, okay, so if you want to do this tomorrow,
okay,
we can do this up tomorrow. Okay.
Alrighty.
All right, around the same time. when the kids are asleep, because, you know, they are active, girl. They're active. And if you don't point them towards the bed, they're like vampires. They're up all night, girl.
Yeah. Otherwise, they'll be distracting you.
Oh, yeah. They come downstairs. They came downstairs doing this reading. Like, where's the remote for the TV? No. They don't call it remote. They call it the remote controller. They say it just like that. Where's the remote controller for our TV? And I'm like, oh, it's in the windowsill. Go upstairs and get it. It's up there. But look, I'll talk to you tomorrow around this time. And maybe around this time, you know, everything's uploaded. We can hear this again. And we're going to finish it up, okay?
Okay, we're going to finish up with Nola. She'll be awake, though.
Yes. No, I'm a clowner tomorrow. And I'll be like, girl, you was snoring on my live. Girl, you was dead. But okay. But
I really appreciate you both. Even, you know, I think we feel a lot of similarity, but even the things that maybe we don't feel in similarity, I feel like we respected each other.
You are right.
Yeah.
Don't ever think you're not right. And the one thing I always want to say is that the truth is not just one thing. It's many things together.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the best thing about having different readers read.
Right.
You pick up on the different truths that make the whole truth. Right.
Get the bigger picture. Right. Okay.
But
good night.
The motherfucking lawyers is out for money, girl. They're out for money.
If we don't get off soon, we're gonna end up snoring, and then everybody can laugh at us.
Yes, girl. Come on, we going. All right. Okay. All right, everyone. Love y'all.
Bye.